inspiring. Peace and quiet, I'm running from the sirens. They ain't been around, but they know about where I've been. Had to put the time in to let them know it's time. Fuck a plug, you don't need it when you plugged in. They know it's us, we don't need no introductions. It's just us, we don't need no one for nothing. But it's always something. Skipping town, cause I really can't be around it. Sometimes the only way to go is right around it. Had some shit to say, I didn't like the way it sounded, so I left it where I found it. Yeah. Why stop now? Why stop now? No, not my style, not my style. Yeah, drop top down, that's my style. Why stop now, baby? Why stop now? PCH driving, I needed some inspiring. Peace and quiet, I'm running from the sirens. They ain't been around, but they know about where I've been. Had to put the time in to let them know what time it is. Got that in common, we all feel the pressure. Bitch, I'm plugged in, yeah, the vibe is electric. Room full of comments, they all tryna sex me. Feel like Dennis Rodman in 1997. You ready? I don't do this, but I do tonight. Okay. Eat that pussy like it's food tonight. Yeah. They don't love me, but it's cool tonight. I like to keep it loose, but keep the moves tight. You was right. Running numbers up, I'm shooting dice. Fuck a suit and tie, I'm loosey goosey, but the moves are tight. Louis slippers never slipping, I just let it slide. I was on your side till you group me with these other guys. Hand on the blunt, I ain't done. Here come the sun, hair up in a bun. Yeah. And I like what I see. She a freak, said she only really do this shit for me. That's her cap. PCH driving, I needed some inspiring. Peace and quiet, I'm running from the sirens. They ain't been around, but they know about where I've been. Had to put the time in to let them know what time it is. Got that in common, we all feel the pressure. Bitch, I'm plugged in, yeah, the vibe is electric. Room full of comments, they all tryna sex me. Feel like Dennis Rodman in 1990. It's all good blood, all good blood, all good blood. I spilled all good blood. It's all good blood. It's all good blood, all good blood, all good blood, all good blood. I spilled all good blood. It's all good blood. And it's all good blood, all good blood, all good blood. I spilled all good blood. It's all good blood. It's all good blood, all good blood, all good blood, all good blood. I spilled all good blood. It's all good blood. It's all good blood. PCH driving, I needed some inspiring. Peace and quiet, I'm running from the sirens. They ain't been around, but they know about where I've been. Had to put the time in to let them know it's time. Fuck a plug, you don't need it when you plugged in. They know it's us, we don't need no introductions. It's just us, we don't need no one for nothing. But it's always something. Skipping town, cause I really can't be around it. Sometimes the only way to go is right around it.
Hey, pipe up, Hood Rich.
Doing something different, had to switch it up. Turned up in my section, every night we live it up. All my haters mad, but I don't give a fuck. All my haters mad, but I don't give a fuck. Doing something different, had to switch it up. Turned up in my section, every night we live it up. All my haters mad, but I don't give a fuck. All my haters mad, but I don't give a fuck.
It's Hill. Taysom Hill picks up the Saints first down, still going.
before they hit. I don't care if you let how step. I don't care if you let how rip. I don't care if you let how step. I don't care if you let how rip. I got sauce, I got flavor. Getting all this paper. I got sauce, I got flavor. Getting all this paper. Plain Jane Paddock on my motherfucking wrist. They notice every time when I walk up in this bitch. Hustle, walk up in this bitch. Keep my Glock up in this bitch. Hustle, walk up in this bitch. Keep my Glock up in this bitch. My trap ain't hit. My trap ain't hit.
Martinez
my 40 ain't hit.
steps up.
My 40 ain't hit. I don't care if you let how step. I don't care if you let how rip. I don't care if you let how step. I don't care if you let how rip. Doing something different. Man, I had to switch it up. Turned up in my section. Every night we live it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. After a week wait, I've waited for this moment all year long. It is Red River Rivalry. Texas, Oklahoma. The biggest rivalry in college football history. Probably, arguably, the biggest rivalry in all of sports. That includes the Trojans versus the Persians, or the Spartans versus the Persians, the Trojans versus the Greeks. Every single battle doesn't even come close to this rivalry. And we'll get in more depth into this. It's your host, Jay Riddell. I am super hyped about this. We got major conference championship implications this week. We have amazing games on tap for college football side, NFL side. It's still mediocre as shit, but we're starting to see some excitement. Ladies and gentlemen, my co-host, my producer, and Destiny 2 extraordinaire, that pistol slinging, podcast producing, Miss J-Mo. How you doing, Lone Oak?
Doing pretty good, man. Doing pretty good. Hell yeah. What's up, everybody? Good to be here and good to be on the PMP once again, producing and all that stuff. It's good to be back too. Also, got a new haircut, so.
Looking nice.
Hell yeah, dude. I said, you know what, Hawkeye had in Avengers Endgame? Give me that. That's what I want, man. That's what I want.
I tell you what, you look like Bill or William Butcher. Is that his name of the boys?
Billy Butcher? Billy, oh, that's the best
Billy
compliment
Butcher,
I've gotten.
That is a great, dude, I'm telling you, you should dress up as him for Halloween.
Oh,
on the other hand,
I might, dude. I might. That would be
me
funny.
on the other hand, I'm going in as Beetlejuice.
Oh shit, dude! TJ Halloween costume reveal. You got to post pictures of that, man. That's gonna be sick.
You already know. I mean, last year I was Colonel Sanders.
Hey, I was Colonel Sanders. I was Colonel Sunders last year. I was evil. Colonel Sanders, bro.
Last year I was racist Colonel Sanders. Yeah, we'll talk more about that later on, but
oh my gosh.
That
was
great. It ended up being me being extremely drunk, hopping my front tire and changing my tire. At 3 o'clock in the morning, in the rain, dressed up as Colonel Sanders.
Oh man.
And some lady, God bless her and whatnot, but she was standing there saying, praise Jesus, praise Jesus. I'm like, thank you for your prayers, but it ain't working right now.
Yeah.
God's here with me, but right now, I am trying to change out a tire, put in a spare on, while I've had too much alcohol to drink. And I had to force okay, this is TMI, but I'm going to say it.
That's
I had to force myself to throw up that night.
Dude.
Like, I was too fucked up. I was like, there's one way to solve this, and I got to do it.
Yep. Gotta do what you gotta do, man. Gotta do what you gotta do.
I had to pull the Paris Hilton, dude. I had to. So, yeah. And what's making me sick? Transitioning to this next topic. Twitter. Football Twitter. We missed the game of old school football, right? We missed the old school Brian Urlachers, the Ray Lewises of the world, Brian Dawkins, Steve Atwater. I mean, so many names that were headhunters, right? Troy Polamalu, one of my favorite safeties of all time.
Woo! Man, I'll agree with you on that.
Terrence Newman, Roy Williams, former Cowboy, and also Sooner. He was a former, but I'll leave it this way. Football has gotten soft, okay? Because of one reason. I'm going to say this right now. One reason fans have gotten soft. Because this all could have been prevented if the fans didn't complain. So on Twitter, there was an uproar of this textbook targeting that everybody's talking about. I miss the old school football, but that's textbook targeting. I wish it was like old school football, but it's textbook targeting. Cal Miami. Huge game between Miami and Cal. Miami traveling from Miami, Florida to take on Cal, Berkeley. I actually picked Cal to win, and they almost did. So kudos, shout out to the Cal Bears. They actually performed really well in that, but they just couldn't. They just couldn't do it.
Couldn't hold on.
So their quarterback Mendoza, he runs on a play, gets clobbered. I thought it was a clean hit. It looked like a clean hit. It was a clean hit. Enough said, right?
Yep.
Well, not according to the Twitter football guru. Twitter football gurus say that was textbook targeting. He lowered his crown of the helmet. That was a defenseless player. That's what got me more than anything. He was a defenseless runner. First of all, if I see somebody running with the rock, I'm going to clobber them. I'm going to fuck them up. That's just who I am. I'm a middle linebacker by heart. I'm going to meet them where the rubber hits the pavement. Knock them down on their ass. Hope they don't get up. That's the mentality I have. So, here's my question to you, textbook targeting expert. Are we allowed to hit the quarterback anymore? Seriously. Mendoza was lowering his shoulder. He was not a defenseless runner. He was live. He was live. But here we are, fucking rule experts that don't know the rules of the game, that don't know anything about football, that have never played more than 1 year of football, possibly, if not any, Skip Bayless, say that is textbook targeting. That's textbook targeting, J-Mo. Shut up. Seriously. Like, can we stop with the fucking textbook targeting bullshit? Can we stop playing soft football? And honestly, you're already taking away everything basically for the defense. Now you want to talk about cover 2. Push them 4 or 5 yards. Okay, that's not enough. Let's ban the hip drop tackle. More specifically, swivel hip drop tackle that I've done in my career. More than anything. And never hurt a soul. Okay? Maybe the reason why these players get hurt a lot because of their nutrition, their diet. Maybe it's because of those meal preps that they eat, those dietitian preps that they eat, and also the cannabis and also the McDonald's and all that shit that they eat. Maybe that's affecting. Have you ever thought about that? See, the casual fan doesn't know, Jim.
Right.
So, what I'm trying to say is, you're not a rule expert. You're a fucking fan. Stick to being a fan. Know about your team. And I'll stick to what I know, which is football, which is every team that I could talk about, which is every team. So shut your fucking mouth, Mr. Textbook Targeting Expert. That's such a joke, Jamo. Like, have you ever heard of that before?
Textbook targeting. Yeah, dude, honestly.
Like, that's some of the stupidest shit I've ever heard, honestly.
Yeah, I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. I think, I don't know, man. Like, to me, this is my problem, right? And this started all when, like back in the days of like James Harrison hitting head to head, and James Harrison was, you want to talk about people that can hit. James Harrison was probably like one of the best hitters of our time that we'll ever see.
He fucked up Colt McCoy, I can tell you that.
He fucked up about everybody he came in contact with. And he's a damn good hitter, but there were too many head-to-head hits, right, going on, and so the NFL decided, oh, hey, well, we need, less of that. So, honestly, football is essentially, it's just, it is targeting, is it not? Like, all of it is targeting. Like, isn't that what we're supposed to do, is target the fucking offense?
Target the ball, more importantly.
Yeah, dude. It's like, if you are a ball carrier, dude, I'm gonna try to stick my helmet in your chest pad and knock you down. That's it.
Yeah.
If you duck your head down and I'm aimed at your chest pads, I'm not gonna adjust at like a millisecond level. I'm not going to adjust, like at millisecond by millisecond. I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm a human being. If I'm flying at you in Mach 10, like, there's going to be some contact, and that includes quarterbacks. Look, quarterbacks are, like, I agree that maybe, quarterbacks, like, if you're a quarterback and you don't slide, I honestly feel like, okay, then it's free load. I can hit you.
It's live ball.
Yeah, it's wide open for me, because then you become a ball carrier. Now, if I'm in the backfield and I'm like horse collaring you, I'm like face masking you, I'm like trying to fucking I'm obviously trying to hurt you. That is when the targeting rule comes into play. It's like, okay, buddy, calm down. Like, if I see that as a ref, and I'm pretty sure you would too, TJ. If I saw that as a ref, I'd be like,
I would have
okay.
yanked my fucking teammate off the field.
Yeah, I would have thrown my hat. I would have been like, yeah, you're ejected. You're gone. Like, I'm sorry, but we don't need that, because that is trying to intentionally hurt someone. But even if a quarterback is in his slide, if you try to hit him, that's just fair game. Like, I feel like we're calling this shit way too often, and it just doesn't need to be called. It's like, targeting is when you are intentionally trying to hurt a player, and it can be proven play after play after play. Now, does that mean we need to wait until a quarterback's hurt, or like a running back's hurt, or like a receiver is hurt in order to, enforce that rule? No. Obviously, you try to nip it in the bud as fast as you can, but we're human too. It's going to happen. you've got two human beings running at their top speeds, trying to basically like essentially get the ball. It's gonna happen. It's natural. That's what the sport of football is all about. So if you're sitting here saying, "Oh, that's targeting. Oh, that's targeting. Oh, that's targeting," it's like, well, I honestly, first of all, I don't think you played a lick of football in your life. That's what that tells me. And second of all,
Yeah.
like I don't even think you know the rules that well, because targeting in the rule book, it is not about, oh, like I hit this player, you know, helmet to helmet once. You do get ejected for hitting player helmet to helmet nowadays. I feel like that's a decent rule change. I can talk a little bit more about that, but honestly,
Yeah.
I feel like there's, like I said, it's football. You know, it's like, and the refs even have that understandability. It's like, hey, you didn't mean to do it. You know, like, you did not mean to do it. So, and that's probably what they saw there. It's like, hey, that's not targeting. That's just, you know, like, it's just natural. Like,
And to add on to that too, like, what I hate the most is when they call for a targeting. It's a review, right? And they are like, okay, well, the player's either ejected or gets the 15-yard penalty.
right.
I honestly think if it's a first-time targeting, this is just me, and a lot of people have talked to me about this too, and I agree with.
Yeah.
This is what I'm gonna do. If I am the non-caring assholes of America, which is the NCAA, I implement a system where if you target once, it's a first personal foul of the game, and it's a 15-yard.
Yeah.
Second time, that's when you're out because you've done it too much.
So here's
and that's like an intentional target. Now, if it's incidental target, there should be a difference.
yes, I 100%. That
There
is so
should be
true.
a difference with incidental and intentional.
Yep. I believe
These
okay.
fucking refs.
Yeah.
So let me explain something real quick.
Mhm.
If the refs don't know the fucking rule, then you don't know the rule. Because you know why? Because I don't know the rule still.
Yeah.
I don't understand it because they call it almost every fucking game.
You're absolutely right. Yeah.
And there's a lot of missed calls that people get ejected and fined. Derwin James is one of those. That's what happened to the Chargers against the Chiefs.
So I don't
Derwin
think
James is gone.
I don't think
Call it coincidence.
yeah.
But fuck me, man. Like, when are these refs? And I'm not fully holding these refs, holding them responsible for the whole targeting. I think it's the rule makers.
It is.
They're not explaining these rules correctly to these officials.
And for clarity's sake, let me just say this. For clarity's sake,
Go ahead.
Really quick. Let's take targeting out, right? Like, let's take the word targeting out, right? Because I think targeting is justified, but that's only if it can be proven. I think incidental hit to the head is a better rule. Like, you have an intentional hit to the head. You have so you have an intentional hit to the head, which is defined as targeting. There we go. But we'll call that an intentional hit to the head.
There you go.
And then an unintentional hit to the head. If it can be proven that it's like, okay, well, obviously he wasn't trying to hurt you, but if it's like a series of plays, like, so let's say 3 is the minimum, and you're obviously trying to hurt this guy, then it's an intentional means, or let's call it intention to harm. Intention to morbidly harm, or something like that. You know what I mean? So intention to morbidly harm. And if that can be proven, then that is grounds to get a fine, and that is grounds for ejection. And then the incidental should be, oh, well, he didn't mean to. They were flying at each other in Mach 10. It's just like the hit between Ryan Clark and I forgot who the other receiver was. Do you remember that way back in the day? I think it was during the Pittsburgh Steelers championship. I'm pretty sure, but you could tell none of them had an intention of running.
Or
No, it was Ravens. It was the Ravens. It was Steelers versus Ravens. Ryan Clark and
it was Willis McGahee.
Yeah, thank you. Exactly. They were, dude, but they were. That's the thing is they weren't targeting each other. They were just running at each other super fast.
No,
and it's like
full board.
Yeah, boom. And that's before any of this targeting rule stuff came about. So I really think that there should be that would be grounds like, okay, guys, that's incidental. Like we can call a penalty on that, but we may not. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
But that's incidental hit to the head.
And also another thing, if both players are down, ball carrier and
no penalty.
Aggressor or tackler, don't call the fucking target.
Yeah, agreed.
Just don't.
Agreed. That's an important clarification. I agree with that.
Just fucking leave it alone. It wasn't intentional. They both got hurt. Shit happens in football.
Yeah,
believe me.
I think
I'll be honest. I played.
That's perfectly
I played two of the most dangerous positions in football: fullback in the wing T and middle linebacker. Just middle linebacker in general is dangerous. And I've been hitting the head quite a few times in my day. Believe me. Or not, because I am still intelligent, but
no, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. I'm totally messing with you, bro.
Anyway, so no, I think that this whole targeting thing has really softened the game. Now they're wearing fucking Guardian caps out there.
Yep.
Have you seen that shit?
That's one of the biggest changes I wholeheartedly disagree with. Look.
Like that's like putting a fucking shower cap on and saying, "Oh yeah, I'm ready to."
Here, I got some.
I'm ready to go run today, Coach. I'm gonna wear a fucking shower cap and go run outside.
I'm gonna steal the cam for this, and I'm gonna say something really quick. And for all you haters out there, I don't care, dude. Like, you say what you want. I do not care. You ready? If you guys are out there wearing Guardian caps or those soft little caps, just go find a 7-on-7 tournament and be done with contact football. Because you aren't made for it.
I'll be honest.
You aren't made for
I'm so sick
it.
and tired.
Go play 7-on-7 because that's going to be your style. Because I can tell you the guys on the front lines, they don't need that shit. I can tell you they love hitting. They love contact. They love hitting. And you know what? I know because for a little bit I played as one of those front guys. Now I didn't do anything professionally or anything like that, and I'm not going to claim to know everything about I'm not going to claim to know everything about football. Obviously, I left football behind a long time ago. But I will say if it's just highly illogical to play a game where it is literally your job. It is in the job description to go full to full contact on with, another human being and expect not to get hit. Full speed.
Also, J-Mo, I was watching a thing about Bill Parcells the other day.
Mm-hmm.
The sound bites or whatever that show was. It was on YouTube. He was complaining about a guy, or not complaining, but he was talking about a guy that was complaining about $900,000. Think about that for a second.
What?
Back then, that was a lot of money for an NFL player. Nowadays, guys are negotiating for $240 million.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. How much the salary has shifted from the Parcells era where coaches could be coaches to the Mike McDaniels era where they vape and they're trying to play buddy-buddy, that it's okay, Tyreek Hill, it's okay, the cops were so mean to you. Mwah. Mwah. Like, We really have softened up and made it into a player empowerment league. And also, we have made it a player empowerment college football. Look what's happening in the transfer portal right now.
Yeah.
The only good thing
Fair
that came
point.
out of this week.
Fair point. Yep.
The only good thing that came out this week that the NCAA finally did right, that they minimized the portal window from 45 to 30. Okay? And now they're trying to take away the national letter of intent. Now, that evens up all the shitbirdness for the NCAA. Like, they're back to being a shitbird organization. You have 3 UCF guys enter the transfer portal after that Colorado loss and Florida loss. Colton Boomer, a couple of receivers from UCF. You got 2 UNLV guys. You got a fucking Washington guy, Bear Alexander. He's like the transfer portal king. Apparently, like he transferred out of high school. This is happening in the high school level, guys. Like, we have allowed this to happen. We have allowed and not coached it. You know, it starts, and this is going to think really deep, JMO.
Yeah.
It stems down to the youth level.
Yeah.
Where players can play on different teams. Like, they can transfer during the season and play for that team and be ready for that week.
You know, let me speak on that for a second.
In the inner cities as well. Like,
yeah.
And I played in a small town youth football league where Temple ran the organization, but we had small towns that played. Like, I'm more about loyalty than fucking anything, you know? Like, I grew up on loyalty.
Yeah,
you know?
it's important.
Like, I will never, ever go to a different place. Like, for instance, how come in the Navy I never left HS2 to a different command?
Well, that was I'm gonna stop you right there. That was contractual. You literally could not.
No. Like, think about it this way. Like, I had the choice of extending my contract for another 4 to 5 years and go to a different command, say Norfolk, Japan, whatever, right? I had that choice, but I chose not to. I was loyal to that squadron. Think about that for a second, guys. Like, I understand that's a whole different situation and it's contractual, but you have an option. Whether you could just get out of the Navy or go to a different squadron in a different platform that you've never experienced before. Which it would have done wonders if I wanted to do what I did in the Navy, but I chose not. I went on a different path. Now I'm in the same company that I'm working with for 5 years now in the oil field.
See, that's more of a I would say that is more of a testament, dude.
No, yeah.
Like, I would say
Trust
that
me,
is
I get it.
That's a better testament to loyalty. Talking about loyalty, and
no, trust me.
I want to just say for a sec, and I'm gonna steal the camera for this too. Your youth, right? What are they gonna? Who are they gonna look to? Why is this?
You know
happening?
what they're doing right now? You know
What's
what
that?
the new trend is for youth football?
What's that?
They get a belt, right?
Mm-hmm.
And after they win the game, they have this thing called belt to ass.
What?
Yeah. Look it up on TikTok.
I don't know that I want to. I'm gonna be honest with you, brother. That sounds like really bad.
Like, let me just say this. And if I'm ever a youth football coach, that is the first thing that's out the door is if any kid thinks about doing that, or any coach or any parent that decides that, I'm kicking their kid off the and I'm kicking them off. That's unacceptable. That's how shitbirds are made. poor parenting and poor coaching.
Yeah. Well,
And the belt to ass thing is a mockery of what youth football is about and what good sportsmanship is.
well,
I'm all
yeah,
about good sportsmanship. I
agree.
really am.
Yeah.
I may want to kill you during the game, but here's the deal. At the end of the game, we respect each other. Shake hands. That's why I was so pissed at
It's good
Shador
sportsmanship.
earlier.
It's good sportsmanship, dude.
That's why I was so pissed at Shador early on in the season against Nebraska. Okay?
Yeah.
And he could be a great kid for all we know. We don't know Shador like that. That's all I can say. But
and to be honest, I don't care. Like,
no,
to be honest, like
I know.
I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm like, I really think that the league needs to make some changes as far as the way these players are seen. If you do something as far as like, let's say Tyreek Hill is a perfect example of this. I know we said we were done talking about this, but Tyreek Hill is a perfect example of how not to conduct yourself off the field. Dude. And as much as I hate to say it, the allegations against Ben Roethlisberger are something to be, are something to be considered as well, because it's like, okay, he's a Hall of Famer, but a lot of shit is going on about what he did during his time in the NFL. And it's like, and
you can say the same thing about Ray Lewis and Michael Irvin.
A lot of people. So off the field conduct is just as important as on the field conduct, and I know a lot of people.
I think it matters more. I think it matters more.
I do. I would rather have, if I were a coach right now, and this is my coach, my high school football coach. I'm not going to name names, but my high school football coach. For those of you, if you are watching from Lone Oak, you know exactly who I'm talking about. My high school football coach valued performance over leadership and ethical qualities. And I think that's wrong. I really do. Because, in my opinion, the reason that we lost state back in 2009, my high school was Lone Oak High School. If you look it up, we lost state in 2009 for a state championship in Kentucky, 42-39 in second overtime. And Boyle County made a recovery of about 28 points. We were up 28-0 at the half. And they made a recovery from 28-0 and made it and ended up winning the game. And you know why that is? Because our coach would not rest his players. Our coach would not rest his players, for one, and for two, he just didn't have a plan as to how to go. He got too obsessed with winning, and honestly, it's like, okay, that really decked you in the face. He thought it was over before it began. So and the thing about it is and I can hear people saying, well, that's illogical because, like, if he didn't pull out his players, right, like, that's like, he's obviously got a mentality he wants to win. It's like, dude, no, he didn't pull out his players because he fucking, like, he absolutely fucking was obsessed with fucking winning, but he didn't know how to do it. He did not know how to do it. He did not know how to do it. He did not know what he was doing, and he did not know what he was doing at the helm. A lot of people regard.
He had the talent, but he had the ship, but he didn't know how to steer it.
Thank you. I feel like I'm stuttering. He had the talent on his team, but his team treated it like it was already a dub. We all treated it like it was, and I was on the field at the time. We all treated it as it was already a dub, and that was wrong. He should have been telling us, this is not a dub yet. Fight's not over. Keep fighting. Keep going. Keep fighting. Yeah. Pretend like this is halftime, 0-0. That's it. And that's what I would teach to my kids. That's the way it should be. If I ever have kids and they want to play football, I'm going to teach them, all right, halftime, I don't care if you're up 70-0. It's 0-0. And you know why? Because teams can come back on you. And they can make showings. Anybody can make a showing in the fourth quarter and score as much as you did. So it's important to capitalize at that first moment and act like it's 0-0, because it is. It's another half of football. So
take a look at one team in college football right now. There's one team in particular that I'm a fan of, obviously, that when we start off shitty in the first half, Sark tells him, get your ass in here. Let's go. Like, that's a perfect example of what good coaching could do for a program. Started off 5-7, then progressed to 8-5, then went into the college football playoff third season. Sark has done a great job for Texas. Honestly, let's keep it real. That is what cultures can do. When you have a captain that doesn't know how to steer the ship, you are in trouble. I mean, look at what happened to Robert Saleh. He just got fired from the New York Jets. Okay? He was a captain that didn't know how to steer the ship with a first mate that knew what to do in Aaron Rodgers. Okay? He didn't know how to direct Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. I'm sorry, it's true. Robert Saleh was not that great. So, we're going to move on to the next topic here. The biggest topic of the night. Red River Rivalry.
Now I got something special planned for you.
Whew, I'm excited to see this.
Are you ready? All right.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen. Wait. Actually, wait a minute. Before that, don't we need to talk about week 6? Let's do that.
Yeah, there's a lot of upsets week 6. You're right.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
Right,
Let's talk about week 6, and then we'll get your surprise. I know you're eager to open it up, man. I know you're eager to open it up. Yeah, I know. We just got one more topic. Let's get on to it. And then
All
right.
There's a lot of upsets, obviously, in college football. Probably one of the bigger ones ever is Vanderbilt beating Alabama. Now, a lot of people are still thinking that's the same old Vandy that will go 3 wins. I don't think so. I think they have a really good system over there, and they have a really good quarterback that is a dog. Let's keep it real. And if you watch that game, Vanderbilt really out-physicaled, outplayed, and outclassed Alabama. Kalen DeBoer looked like he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. You know, that was the first win that Vanderbilt has beaten Alabama since 1984.
1984. Yes, sir.
40 years ago, J-Mo. 40.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then, holy shit, I said Arkansas would give Tennessee a fight, and look what happened. Woo! 1914. Held that offense in check. Arkansas may be a dangerous team after all.
Yep.
And then, almost an upset, Cal and Miami go back and forth, or really Cal was up 35-10. Miami came back with the second half heroics from Cam Ward. Cam Ward leads Miami in a unsatisfactory victory and an unsatisfactory first half performance by Cam Ward. Ole Miss, after a tough loss against Kentucky, bounced back against South Carolina, beating South Carolina convincingly, 27-3.
Yep.
I mean, there was a lot of good games this week. And then, how about UW? The Huskies bouncing back and beating Michigan.
Wolverines.
You know, the rematch of last year's national championship, and the Huskies proved to everybody that we're not some slapdick Pac-12 in the Big Ten. We are going to run the Big Ten at some point. And I'm really proud of Washington, really. And I had a bad. I'll be honest, I had a fucking bad week of predictions.
I think you and every other predictor did, bro. I'm glad. I think I went 7 and no, sorry, I went like 9 and something. But No, I think I got 8 wins. I got one more pick over you, and that's I had South Carolina winning over Ole Miss. I lost that one. I definitely didn't have Vandy winning. And real quick, I want to steal the camera for this.
And you know what's crazy? We didn't have Vanderbilt in Alabama this or in last week's prediction.
No, we didn't. We didn't because we wrote it off as a loss. But I want to say this real quick, TJ. TJ,
go ahead. Go ahead.
Vanderbilt, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Y'all proved me wrong. Y'all proved me wrong. To be fair, y'all looked horrible in week 2. Horrible. I'm talking with an accented, out of this world H. Horrible. But let me tell you something. You guys pulled through, and I'll eat crow. I was doubting y'all all day. I even said y'all need to go back to FCS. But I will say, we'll see. We'll see this week. We'll see this week. We'll see this week. If my team can handle y'all.
Y'all got J-Mo doing the freaker sweats out here.
Well, we'll see this week. All I'm saying is, you got a hot Kentucky team that took down number 6 in the nation, and convincingly so.
Coming off of a bye, too.
Coming off of a bye as well. And I'll be truthful, we don't know who the true... okay, we know who the true number 1 is. In my bracket and in TJ's bracket, we both have one team unanimously in common. And let me just TJ, you mind dipping your head down for me? You mind dipping your head down? No. I was talking about so they could see. Yeah, that team right there, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that is your number 1 team, undoubtedly your number 1 team. So we know who number 1 is in the SEC. There's a problem though. There's a problem though. We don't know number 2. We do not know number 2. We don't know number 3. We don't know number 4. This SEC, you're gonna see, and me and TJ were talking about it. We're gonna see a paradigm shift, and I'm gonna let TJ talk to you a little bit more about that because we're gonna see a paradigm shift in the SEC.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be.
And it all comes down to like the Red River rivalry, obviously, and then Ole Miss, LSU this week. Alabama, how do they bounce back after that loss against, let's be honest, a tough Vanderbilt team.
Very tough. You're right.
It's going to be a very interesting dynamic how this SEC is going to go. And I want to see how Texas performs against Oklahoma this week. And I want to see the top teams that are supposed to be the top teams, how they perform under pressure. Like LSU and Ole Miss, that is pressure.
That is pressure.
Alabama coming off of
LSU
a
has
tough,
to perform. So does Ole Miss.
Yeah, that's a must-win for – this is conference ramification here.
Yep.
And J-Mo's right. We don't know who number 2 is. And next week, Texas plays Georgia. Okay? So this is going to be a telltale sign of who's who in the zoo. Okay?
Yeah. Real.
And
for real.
There's a lot of hype going around with A&M.
Yep.
I'm sorry to tell you this, Aggies, but y'all haven't played anybody that special. But there is hype around that A&M. They do have Mississippi State next week. They're on a bye, by the way, for those that don't know. A&M fans do know because they're a fucking cult. They have to go to Starkville. I'm going to say this right now. I had my top 25 bracket. I placed A&M at 22. That's 3 spots ahead of what they were last year. The reason why is because I thought it was ridiculous to put them at 50 after beating Missouri. Yeah. After looking at who Missouri played, this has nothing to do with bias takes on A&M. I could give a shit less about A&M, honestly. It's the fan base that I can't stand. because they want a rival. They're so
Hungry
desperate for a rival.
And it's just not going to happen. It's just not.
And here's the problem with A&M fans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even if they get their humble pie, and say if Mississippi State pulls off a major upset against A&M in Starkville, somehow, some way, they're still going to talk shit.
Yeah.
That's just who A&M is, okay? And I'm sorry if you don't like what I say and how I say it, but don't sit there on clickbait off of A&M. That's just soft talk. You don't tell me that you'll reserve a ticket for me so that way I can show how tough I really am against 110,000 Aggies. Really? That's just push shit. But anyway.
Hey, I'm gonna touch on that point real quick. Bring this up.
We're not gonna say why I said that.
No. I'm gonna tell you this right here, right now. And this is a similar thing in Destiny 2. I don't care if you play Destiny 2, if you watch football, if you watch fucking basketball or baseball. I don't care. I'm gonna say this to you now. If you are talking and about football or Destiny 2 or any other thing, and it gets so serious that you feel like you need to threaten someone over that,
which wasn't a threat at all.
And that's the ridiculous thing, is it's not even taken as a threat. But I'm just saying, like, if you ever feel like you are in such a tight spot that you need to threaten someone, first of all, you need to take a look at your own mental health, and you really need to put yourself in check. Like, I'm serious. Go to a therapist. Go somewhere. Like, seriously, go somewhere, get checked out. I implore you, please, because that's not regular, normal behavior. I'm sorry. It's really not. So, is TJ playing doctor over there?
And where does your pussy hurt today, Aggie?
Yeah, that's dude. Like, it's none of this is real. This is just something that we enjoy. It's a fandom, is what it is. It's something that we enjoy, right? And you do not have to. It is not that serious, man. It is not that serious. It's just like playing Destiny 2. It's like, yeah, I'll talk smack with the best of them. You know what I mean? If you whip my ass at a Crucible game, you know, I'll talk smack. I'll be like, wow, you were teabagging me and all this stuff. But it's never that. It is never that serious. It is never that serious. It is never that serious where you should put somebody's life on the line, right? Over football, over a video game, over something silly like that. Come on, guys. You know, like this. You know, don't be hateful over something that silly. You know, like the fact that, you know, I'm not gonna name any names, but the fact that happened, honestly, and you know, we're men.
And
we're men and women, and we're full adults.
And it wasn't even a threat. It was just just a stupid jab trying to prove a point, but he really didn't make a point.
Even so,
he made himself look like an ass, basically.
Yeah, but even
and
so,
he tried to cover it up.
We are full-grown adults, right? We're full-grown adults. Let's act like it. Right?
Yeah.
Let's sit here and let's act like it, because I'm tired of seeing this go on. It's like, oh, you whip my tail? Oh, meet me outside, meet me out back. You know, like, it's like, I will say I've done this. I've challenged people to Destiny 2 in other games. If they beat my ass in other games, I'm like, okay, come to a game that I actually know. Yeah, but I mean, I do that, but like that's challenging somebody else in another video game. Like, come on, dude, that's not gonna hurt anybody. But like,
you know what's crazy?
It's never that serious where you threaten, you know, like it threatens somebody else's life. That's just ridiculous. Like, come on, dude.
Bro,
like,
when I had that 1.4 million TikTok off of Patrick Mahomes crying when he really didn't cry, I was
yeah.
Let me tell you. I had DMs dropping addresses from New York, Pennsylvania, fucking Cali, fucking Missouri, where Kansas City resides. And I'm sitting there going, y'all are fucking funny. And I even had one from Dallas. I was like, the fuck? You're supposed to be a Cowboys fan. You're not a Dallas Texans fan. Shut the fuck up. So, and for those that don't know, that was actually an AFL team before the AFL and NFL merger. So anyway, I've had worse threats off of that just for making fun of Patrick Mahomes.
If we're referencing that certain incident, like I said, not going to name any names on the show, but if you're referencing that incident, I've had better threats come out of my cat meowing at me for food.
God damn.
I'm gonna be freaking honest.
Those are brutal.
Like,
those are brutal.
But
baby motherfucker.
Dude, all that aside, let's be adults. Let us be adults here. You know, like, because it makes no sense. It makes no sense to get that heated over something so trivial. You should not put your life on the line for something as trivial as being a football fan, as being a basketball fan, as being I mean, dude, like,
it's okay to have passion, okay?
Yeah,
I'm
it
just
is.
gonna say this right here.
100%.
I'm gonna say this, and then we're gonna move on, okay?
Yep.
It's okay to have passion, all right? Don't take subtle jabs if you can't take the heat. And honestly, if you have to go low and take a jab, tell somebody that they're doing clickbait off of something that has nothing to do with the topic, then you're a fucking moron. I'm sorry. Love the guy. I do. But he was a moron that day. He was. And sometimes you got to yell at morons over fucking Facebook or Twitter or whatever. And I don't know. It just seems
ridiculous that dude is older than you and acting less mature. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. But he's always been that way. But
let's leave it at that.
I still love him. I ain't gonna let that affect our friendship or whatever. But anywho, we got a bigger pressing topic to talk about. We already talked about week 6. That's out the fucking window. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been waiting for this moment since 2022. Okay? I have been waiting for this exact moment where Texas and Oklahoma meet up in the annual Red River Rivalry.
The Oklahoma-Texas game is played at a neutral site. Texas and Oklahoma.
Both states take a tremendous amount of pride in winning that game. There's something like magical about it.
Best rivalry in the country.
1963, matching 1 and 2, a relatively rare moment in college football. Number 2 Texas beat Oklahoma 28-7 and went on to claim its first national championship. This is the short range. The shot goes deep. He's got a man wide open. Touchdown.
Rolling to the right, throwing on the run, the dart to Jaden Blue. And the ballad of Archie Who is ready for a remix.
Stop. Thorne. It is intercepted! Intercepted by Lewis! Kent Lewis, could he? My oh my! Pick 6!
I had to go outside and watch that.
TJ had to go outside to watch that one. How'd you like it?
That shit was dope.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Oh,
awesome.
Shit. I hope we don't get copyrighted.
No, we're not. We're fine. We're good, man. We're good.
Now, shout out to JMO for that, man. That was incredible. That shit was fire. That shit was amazing. I don't think anybody has a better presentation of the Red River Rivalry. I'm going to keep it real. motherfuckers.
Yeah.
All right. So this rivalry stems so deep. 1900 was the first game. 7 years before Oklahoma went in a state. A lot of controversy, a lot of hatred, a lot of accusations, a lot of pretense, a lot of chatter, a lot of hate. There's horns up, there's horns down, there's Boomer Sooners, there's Hook 'em Horns. We got the Red River fucking rivalry this week. Woo!
He's fired up.
So, the Red River rivalry, 63-51-5. Texas holds that lead, but Oklahoma has had full control of this rivalry. Last couple of times have been Oklahoma's favor, but Texas did win 49-0 in 2022. The last time I actually made a prediction on this matchup, and the last time we actually had a video throughout the whole season. Okay? And I cannot stress enough how excited I am for this game. This game, to me, is bigger than the Super Bowl. This game, to me, means so much more if you're a true Texan that lived in either Austin, Texas, outside of Austin, Texas, or in Norman, Oklahoma, or in Oklahoma. Any young Texas fan or young Oklahoma fan knows how important this game is. This game right here defines what your season goes, where your season goes. Last season, Oklahoma finished 10-3. Ended up going to the Alamo Bowl, losing to Arizona, a very tough Arizona team, might I add. Last season, Texas did lose to Oklahoma in a C- game where Dylan Gabriel was able to march down the field, who's now over there at Oregon, which he's going to have an interview, which we'll be talking about later. March down the field, throws a beautiful fade route for a touchdown, and Quinton Ewers comes in, tries to drive down the field. This fucking close to winning the game. Jatavian Sanders would have turned around a lot sooner and tracked the ball a little better. There's a lot of historic moments. There's a lot of new faces that come to fruition and rise. You got a young freshman quarterback at Oklahoma, Micah Hawkins. Then you got young Ryan Wingo. You got John Cook on the other side. You got running backs that are making entrances for the Texas Longhorns. You got young defensive players out of Oklahoma. You just got the state fucking fair in middle of Dallas, Texas, the Cotton Bowl. Think about that. Just the atmosphere. I got chicken skin right now thinking about this game. I don't know what else to say, but this game means more to me than any. It is my favorite football game. Why? Because of the anxiety, the build-up, the hatred, and the love for each other. The respect, the disrespect. All ties into one entity, and that is the Red River rivalry. Without this game, how do you have college football? This is the only rivalry that matters that is neutral-sided besides Army and Navy, which we'll have something special for that game. When a game with so much implication, such as this one, as number one Texas, 5-0, takes on a very stingy defense and a confused offense in number 19 Oklahoma. You never want to underestimate your opponent, Texas. You never want to underestimate your opponent if you're Oklahoma. Or look at that record or ranking and say, oh my God, we're about to play the number 1 team in the country. You know, there's also been some crazy blowout. For instance, the 2022 game, 49-0, Texas, greatest win over Oklahoma. 2005, Vince Young led Texas Longhorns, dominant win over, and there's that thumbs up bubble again. God damn it. And he shows up again. So 2005, Vince Young led Texas Longhorns, probably the most dominant college football history besides the 2001 Miami Hurricanes, arguably. Storms in, beats the living hell out of Oklahoma, 45-12. Whereas the Oklahoma side, 63-14 or 65-14. Oklahoma won that bout in 2000. This is a rivalry that has so much implications and so many twists and turns in this game that even the casual fan will use and will wonder what's going on with my Longhorns, what's going on with the Sooners, what is going on here? It's the beauty of this rivalry. It is a master. It is if it was food, it would be a worldwide delicacy of excitement, of hatred, of 365 days to face off against either the burnt orange and white, crimson cream. But this year, this is a special year. The inaugural year of the Red River Rivalry, renamed back to the Red River Rivalry in the SEC. Nobody would have thought this would happen. If you were to ask a Longhorn or a Sooner if they would be in the SEC, they would say, fuck no. We run the Big 12. We own the Big 12. We are the Big 12. Here we are. Big 12. Now, SEC. You'll see an SEC logo to my right. That's burnt orange and white. You'll see an SEC logo that's crimson cream on the other side. Names like James Street, Adrian Peterson, Sam Bradford, Colt McCoy, Vince Young, Gerald McCoy bring a lot. Brian Bosworth, Jamal Charles, DeMarco Murray, Tim Crowder. Just a lot of names that have been in the NFL, a lot of draft opportunities knocking at the door. Who will seize at the moment? JMO, what are your thoughts? Yeah, that'll be just trust me. I don't know shit about the government stuff like that, but you can do all the narration the way I did it. Hey, okay. First of all, I want your prediction. Yeah, just give me your predictions first because I got something epic in store. And there's the thumbs up again. Yeah. You know, Arch isn't playing this week. Quinn's coming back. Great QB play. More depth everywhere. Or Quinn. Thirty 21. Okay. That's pretty close. Okay, 31-20. First of all, you don't realize
No! I was muted that whole time!
Oh, no!
My predictions don't matter. Okay. I'm gonna summarize it. I'm gonna summarize it.
That was so epic too. Okay, rewind. Go.
We're going into the edit. Yep. All right.
Go.
Cool. Sweet.
Go.
All right. I don't want to waste too much time. I'm gonna give a summary. All right. Quinn Ewers. I'm actually glad I was muted because I said Arch Manning. He's not playing. Quinn Ewers is gonna have the game of his life. I feel like he's gonna have the game of his life. Like he is going to play his heart out. But I don't think that's gonna come until the second half. I really don't think that's gonna come in until the second half. So, that being said, I feel like Oklahoma's going to give them a run for their money. First 2 quarters. I feel like Oklahoma's going to establish that. I feel like Oklahoma is going to establish that dominance first couple quarters. But I feel like Texas is a good enough team that they will keep up. I feel like Quinn will score a couple scores to keep up. But I ultimately think at halftime, 21-14 Oklahoma. But I think after that, Quinn really gets fired up. And I think they get going, firing on all cylinders. They're like, this is motherfucking Texas football. This is motherfucking Texas football. And I think that as soon as he sees that, Quinn goes on into another mode. 21-21 in the third quarter. And then 28-21. And then finally putting the dagger in 31-21. Is going to be my final score. I think Texas comes out with the dub. All right. Now, truly, I'm not muted this time. I can see myself. Truly, the floor is yours, TJ. What are your thoughts? Red River Rivalry prediction. The man, the myth, the legend.
I'm glad you gave Bert Auburn love there. First of all, Deion Brooks is out for Oklahoma. One of their top targets. It's not looking too good for Oklahoma right now. I'm just going to keep it a buck with you on the offensive side. What's going to keep them in the game, and this is what I said about the Tennessee game for Oklahoma, is their defense, led by Danny Stutzman and Billy Bowman. However, this Texas team is on a mission this season. They're on a mission to get to the national championship. Okay? And this team did not forget about the disrespect that Oklahoma did after the game.
That's true. That's very true.
They didn't pay no mind to it, but they didn't pay attention. Or they remember. John A. Barron looks focused. Quinn Ewers looking really good right now. This Texas team right now, and I'm going to say this, J-Mo, on record.
Yep.
This Texas team right now is motivated.
That they are. They have depth.
Something I haven't seen in a very long time in a University of Texas football team. When everybody is in sync, in unison together at the University of Texas, you become a problem. I haven't seen that type of attitude and characteristic in Texas in quite some time. I'm just going to keep it real. Agreed. I didn't even see it with Sam Ellinger and Tom Herman. This Oklahoma team is in trouble.
Yeah.
They got a young freshman that can ball, but what's keeping them in games is defense. But is their defense fast enough to compete against those receivers and Isaiah Bond, Matthew Golden, Silas Bolden, Ryan Wingo? Then on the running back side, you got Jaden Blue, you got Baby Rhino, Jarrett Gibson. You got so many guys. Trey Wisner. And then, of course, the quintessential Quinn Ewers.
Yep.
Notice I said quintessential. Not essential. Quintessential.
Yep.
He's usually when he comes back off of injury, he's shined. And he's still a Heisman frontrunner, believe it or not, contrary to belief. And this Texas team right now, after what I've seen on X, they have been nothing but focused game.
Yep.
They want to rip their throat at Dallas. This is the type of attitude that the University of Texas. I haven't seen anything from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Except for Deion Brooks now.
And defense. You got to hand it.
And their defense is tough. Don't get me wrong. But they have some spots that need to be cleaned up.
Agreed.
The eyes of Texas are upon you, Oklahoma. Give me the University of Texas 41-21.
Whoa! Dang!
Oklahoma does not take a lead.
Okay, go into depth. All right, so how do you think first, second, third, and fourth is going to play?
I think we come out pistols firing.
Yep.
Actually, no. I take that back. Rifles firing.
Yep.
We take a pretty marginal lead, 21, maybe 24-0 lead in the first quarter, mid-second quarter. Oklahoma does score 24-14 at the half, but I think we close it out. We ransack them. I really do. I wanted to give a really deep dive. I wanted to see how our team was off of bye. Were we going to be this relaxed team that we were last year? Or were we going to be the motherfucking University of Texas? The University of Texas isn't for the motherfucking timid or weak. I'm going to steal that line from Matt McChesney when he talks about Colorado. It ain't for the timid and the weak. Last season, we played timid. We played weak.
Yeah.
This season, we look focused. We look like we're on a fucking mission to prove why we are the best fucking college football. And Oklahoma has had some blemishes on both sides of the ball, both offensively and defensively, mostly on offense. But on the defensive side, they allow receivers to get inside zones. They miss tackles. The only one that's making really good tackles, Danny Stutzman. And I'm not really sold on this Oklahoma at all. I know they were my dark horses at the beginning of the year, but again, just because I make a prediction, just because I say what I say, does not mean that's going to be the outcome of this game. This is the one game, the one true game that I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I predict it. With Red River Rivalry, there's no such thing as the right answer. There's only what's proven on the field.
Yeah, that's the truth.
So JMO could be right. I could be right. We could both be wrong. And it could be a low-scoring affair or a shootout. We never know.
Yeah.
That's the most exciting part about this rivalry. And the most beautiful but anxious side of this rivalry is the unknown.
Yep. 100%.
The uncertainty of this matchup. You never know what's going to happen. even whenever we were steamrolling teams in Oklahoma back in 2022 was worse than this Oklahoma team, in my honest opinion. I said, just because I say 49-0 is, or not 49-0, just because I say we're going to kick the shit out of Oklahoma doesn't mean that it's going to happen.
Right.
You never know with this rivalry.
Yeah.
That's how much I have respect for Oklahoma. And this is a rival talking about a rival.
Yep.
I have so much respect for Oklahoma that my prediction is my prediction. It's not a guarantee because I value this rivalry as a uncertainty. Nobody knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay? So this is going to be a great football game. I don't care if it's a blowout or not. If Texas wins, if Oklahoma wins. I fucking love this game.
Yeah.
This is my favorite game of the year.
Yep.
And I'm glad it's mid because it tells where both teams are going to go, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
And honestly, that last season game, that was a fluke.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep it real. That was a fluke game. But we're going to go ahead and move on.
All right.
And my God, what a how would you rate that narration, by the way, and the closer of that Red River rivalry game that I performed?
Are you talking about yours?
Yeah, mine.
I think honestly, dude, like I think it shows that it's like it goes back to the core of this channel, man. That's why I still keep the intro up that we have for the love of the game, man. It's what it is, and this game is all about the love of the game. It doesn't matter like I said, it doesn't matter if Oklahoma blows out Texas 70-0. It doesn't matter if Texas blows out Oklahoma 70-0. It doesn't matter if it's a 1-point game. What matters is that you're going to see some good football this Saturday. At 12:30 in the Cotton Bowl at Dallas, Texas. You're going to see
at the State Fair.
You're going to see some good ass football. And really, that's what Texas football is all about. That's what football is all about. So I think honestly, and you reflect that really well. So I think that's going to be, yep. And with that, we got some other games we got to talk about. Some less important
Now we got to talk
games.
about the boring games of the week.
But that's okay, because we got to be quick about it. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the Hurry Up Offense. Yes, sir. All right. Just go over the rules real quick. Once again. So, basically, you want to run it down or you want me to do it?
How about we just fucking go? They should know it by now.
All right. Well, I'll give you a quick rundown. Teams. So, basically, we've got 14 teams. We got 14 games going over this week. We got 5 minutes to predict the outcomes of these 14 games. We got 5 minutes to do so. And if we don't, we're going to catch some heat because we got to list our picks on, we got to list our picks, or we got to tell our picks, and we can't give reasoning. During the 5 minutes, we can, but if we're not quick enough, basically, we have to just give our picks and catch the heat on Twitter or Insta or wherever the hell we decide to, or wherever the hell our fans decide to catch us. All right, TJ, it's a big one.
We clip it anyway.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, TJ, you ready to send it?
Let's fucking go.
All right, and with that, we're off. First game we got Coastal Carolina at JMU. Who you got?
I mean, both teams are 4-1, and they're already playing right now. I don't know the score because the phone's right here, but I'm gonna go with JMU 24-21.
You know what? I don't know the score either. Yeah, but I think JMU is just too good a team. Let's be honest. Why is Coastal Carolina even the question? I think they win that shit. I hope they're blowing them out 56-0. So
You said it, not me.
all right, Northwestern to Maryland. Who you got? I think this one
I'm
should
not
be a
really
shoe
sold
in.
on Northwestern Maryland. 34-20.
Yep, I also have Maryland, dude. I don't, Northwestern used to be such a really good team, and now they're just, I don't even want to talk about it, man. Give me Maryland, and I'm gonna say 34-14. I don't care. All right, Utah at Arizona State. Who you got? I feel like this one's pretty clear.
Very tough, in my opinion. But I'm gonna stick with the ranked team, Utah, 24-17. I think Scadabo's a really good running back and core essential for Arizona State, but I think Utah is going to come away with the victory.
Yeah, I agree with you. I feel like Utah and Cam Rising, I feel like they're just too good a team. I feel like
now the question remains: is Cam Rising going to be able to play? Because if Cam Rising doesn't play, Utah's shit.
Yeah, very true. What kind of Utah are we going to see come out this week? But if we see the right Utah, and plus we're talking about an Arizona State that almost got beat by Texas State, given Texas State's a good team.
You just had to remind me. I
right. All right. South Carolina and Alabama. This should be an interesting game. This is one of the games that we were like, oh my God.
Yeah. A tale of two programs. South Carolina, they just took a beat down from Ole Miss that just lost to your Kentucky Wildcats that lost to South Carolina. Whereas you got the number 7 ranked Alabama Crimson Tide under Kalen DeBoer, first loss against Vanderbilt since 1984. Probably one of the biggest upsets since Michigan and Appalachian State. I'm going to go with Alabama, 38-17. I don't think South Carolina is that great.
Really?
Not against Alabama. I think Alabama's undisciplined on defense, but I think
you want to know a
they
secret?
turn things around.
I have Alabama too. I think South Carolina is just one of those teams, kind of like Oklahoma State. They're a giant killer. I really think Alabama's still too good a team. Give me Alabama. I'm gonna go on a limb and I'm gonna say it's gonna be 42-17. All right.
Pretty close to each other.
Washington and Iowa. Who you got?
Fucking Washington.
Yeah.
Iowa doesn't have a fucking offense.
Yeah. Agreed.
But I love their tradition over there in Iowa. Waving to the Children's Hospital. That is one of my favorite traditions.
Dude, that is awesome. That is awesome. I will say that. And with that, I will also say I love Washington, dude. I feel like they're hot this year, and I feel like they should continue to be hot. So I love Washington. They're on a hot streak this year.
Continue to win games.
He's
That's
slaying
all I
out.
can say.
We gotta get moving. We gotta get moving. Penn State at USC. We're at a minute 30.
All right, so this is probably the last game that I'm going to explain very well. Penn State to me hasn't been that dominant team that everybody thinks they are. Whereas USC, they only lost by a touchdown on the road. Okay, to a pretty tough Minnesota team and a tough Michigan. I think they play better at home. Give me the Trojans, 28-21.
Yep. This is one of the games that we're gonna compete on. I take Penn State for the same margin, 28-21.
Wow.
Yeah.
What reason?
I see a little something more in Penn State than I do in USC. Just a little something. I feel like USC is good. I feel like Penn State's got the edge. Give me Penn State, 28-21. All right, we got to hurry up. We're at 30 seconds. Cal Pitt, who you got?
Tough game here, but I think Pitt just squeezes it out, 31-28.
Dude, you know what? I have actually got Cal winning. I'm hot on Cal. I think their quarterback was fucking on fire. Give me Cal. Give me Cal. I want to say it's going to be a close one, 21-14, I think. I really do. All right. Then Arizona at BYU. We got 5 seconds. This will be our last game that we can talk about.
Fuck! All right, so I'm gonna go with BYU. I like what Kalani Sitake is doing over there at BYU. Arizona, they are they're not the same Arizona last year.
Yeah, I agree.
Go
I
ahead.
agree with you. I want to say, I think I had I got to check my notes on this one. I think I did have BYU. No, I had Arizona.
What?
I don't know what I was on when I made this, but you know what? Ignore that. Ignore that. I'm going to take BYU. I think BYU.
Okay.
I think BYU is a good team. I don't know why I put an Arizona helmet on mine. I guess I was just... Ignore that. Put me down for BYU because I don't even know why I put an Arizona helmet. I think I was thinking about my buddy who was calling me. He's from Arizona, so just ignore that. But I actually... Let me check my notes quick. I have... Yeah, okay. I have BYU winning 28-17, bro. Yeah. That's what you get for taking a minute to explain games when we're on a timer, dude. Come on, bro.
I hate my life right now.
Come on, dude. It's like you forget we're on a timer,
I never
bro.
learned, do I?
No, you
I
don't,
never learned.
dude. You know how many games we have left? You guys want to know? What game were we on? Arizona, BYU. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games left. That's probably the worst we've done. That's probably the worst we've ever done. Oh
Dude.
my god.
Who gives a fuck? I love these games.
Dude, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's awesome, man. I love them too. All right.
Oh, man.
So now we gotta pay the price. These big games. And we gotta just say our picks. No reasoning whatsoever.
You keep it reasoning about Kentucky and Vanderbilt.
Thank you, TJ. Thank you. That was my game of the week.
I don't
Thank you.
schedule these games. I don't schedule these games, man.
Yeah, but you're supposed to move quick, man. Come on, dude. That's the whole point of this.
Sorry, I'm a wing.
And I know we can do 15 games because we've gotten to 13. 13 is the best we've done.
I know.
13 is the best we've done.
I'm a wing T cat though. Like I move slow. I try to drink.
Hey,
the clock
dude,
out.
I'm a fan of Kentucky basketball. We move slow too. But you know what? Like, all right. Florida at Tennessee. Gotta give your pick, score. That's it.
24-20. UF.
Yeah. You know what? I can't say anything. Tennessee, 28-21. Ohio State at Oregon. Yeah, we're really paying the... You gonna hurry up next time? You gonna hurry up next time, buddy? I'd appreciate it. I really want to talk about Vandy, Kentucky, man. You put that at the end. Dang it, dude.
Okay, I'll let you explain Kentucky.
No. Don't worry about it. I have to pay the price too, because I could have moved fast too. All right, go ahead.
This sucks. I'm gonna go with Oregon, 38-35.
All right. Oregon, 42-28.
Wow.
Ole Miss at LSU.
Probably saying this.
No, I don't. I have the same thing.
Ole Miss, 38-28.
You're gonna hate me for this. Ole Miss, 56-14.
What?
Yeah. I'll explain it to you after the show, but I got a good reason.
Oh
I
my
really
God.
I really do. I really do.
Ole Miss ain't that good. Come on now.
Hmm?
But
All right. Vandy at Kentucky.
But
This was our game of the week, by the way. No, it wasn't. No, we had. I think we had 10 and out. No, it was Tennessee and.
it's Texas and Oklahoma.
No. I was talking about our game of the week inside. Inside this.
Oh.
We had a game of the. We had a separate.
It'd be
game
Oregon and Ohio
Oh
State.
yeah, that's what it was. Thank you. That's what it was. Yeah.
Uh,
But still, these last 4 games, dude, are the best games this week. Oh my God, so much good football going on. All right.
Fuck. Give me the Wildcat.
Oh! Well, you guys should have already known who I was going for. I'm gonna take some heat. Kentucky, 42-14.
They haven't even breached 40 this season. Oh wait, that's right. They played Ohio.
Kentucky, 42-14. That's all I can freaking say.
That's like a whiskey tower hitting my throat, man. What the fuck?
Iowa State at West Virginia. You see, I can't give reasoning. That hurts me. This one's not as bad.
Upset pick of the week.
Mhm.
West Virginia beat Iowa State 31.
I think that no, actually, I think this is going to be a game. Iowa State, 31-28.
Fair. It's gonna be a good game, but I can't talk about it.
Yeah.
Fuck, I need to shut up. Shut up, TJ.
Kansas State at Colorado. Oh my God, we're going to catch so much heat for this. Yeah, you got to move a little faster next time, buddy.
I just love the game too much.
This one hurts. This one hurts. This one hurts.
hate this.
Especially since you can't explain, bro. Oh no!
This is just like edging. This is just like edging. Honestly,
This is the game that you need to explain.
you already know who my pick is. The fans don't know, but
Yep. You need to explain. You need to explain.
you know what, J-Mo?
I'll give you 30 seconds.
Okay,
Explain
Thank
this one. I'll give you 30
I'm gonna
seconds.
go with Colorado. Okay,
Yep.
35-27. The reason why is because I'm not completely sold on Kansas State's offense. I'm truly not, and they're playing in Boulder. I think that Colorado has the better skill set. I truly believe that, but it'll be a dogfight. Kansas State and Colorado is usually a dogfight in the Big 12, so there's my explanation.
Perfect timing,
Fuck.
too. That was 30 seconds. See how
I
hard
can
that
do
is?
that, but I can't do 5 minutes? What the fuck?
It's like you don't even see a timer, bro. It's like you don't even see a timer. You know what, though? My pick I can't even eat crow on. So, give me Kansas State.
Okay.
28-21. That's going to be a dogfight. That's because I
It
think
usually-
Kansas State is worse than we initially predicted. Not because
Yeah,
Colorado
I
is that
agree.
good.
I think the perennials of the Big 12 has shifted,
Yep.
and it has to do with transfer portal and NIL and all that. I get that, and I think Oklahoma leaving hurt Oklahoma State. I'm just gonna buck.
Yeah.
And not only Oklahoma leaving Oklahoma State, but Oklahoma's leaving Kansas State out of the loop. It opens the door for Iowa State. It opens the door for West Virginia. It opens the door for a lot of teams. Texas Tech,
Yep.
5-1, by the way. or yeah, 6. No, they're 5-1.
Yep.
Now that we are going, right? I got a surprise for you guys.
Wait. Let me switch teams before this. Let me dip the music too. All right, guys. That was our no huddle offense. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Now we're going to NFL predictions. Well, not predictions. Review.
So
first.
to recap the NFL week number 5, okay? There are some pretty impressive games on tap this week. Pretty impressive performances, by the way. Especially by the Houston Texans first half. Wow. Incredible. Let me do this real quick. How come I can't get this? Girl!
What is he doing? What is he cooking? What are you doing, man?
Bring back the Redskins name. This is a Caucasian shirt because white liberals are so fucking oppressed for other nationalities and all this other stuff, but won't listen to the Blackfoot tribe's chief, whose head was posted for the Redskins. But let's get back to brass tacks. Week 5, I went 3-2. J-Mo didn't get a chance to send me his predictions.
I think I think that was my worst week. I think you had Cowboys, right?
I did have the Cowboys, and you obviously had the Steelers.
I went 1-4. I went 1-4 because I matched up with you on a lot of your picks, I believe. So,
yeah. You had the Falcons over the Bucks?
I think, yeah.
Okay, so that was your one win?
Yep.
Okay,
yeah, that was it. That was Falcons over Bucks. Yep.
Okay.
I didn't get the score right. I thought it was going to be a lot further off than it was, but...
Nah, that was just excellent. That was the first Thursday night. That was great, by the way.
Yeah.
Can we just commend those two teams real quick?
Yep.
I like Baker Mayfield, and I also like what's going on over there in Atlanta. Kirk Cochains, baby! How about that?
Yeah.
And then the Houston and Buffalo game, like, it was weird. Like, you get a weird feeling off of that game. That was weird.
Yeah.
And I know it's not a game that we talked about, but Jets Vikings.
Yeah.
Can we stop with the international football games?
Yeah.
Obviously, they all feel jet lagged. They look like shit out there. All of them.
It's screwing a lot of people over. A lot of people.
I agree.
Of players over. Yeah.
I agree, but we want to build on international revenue and so the shit. Bring back NFL Europe for the love of God.
For real. Yeah. If you guys want football over there,
team, by the way,
have your own teams over there. Yep.
Frankfurt Galaxy, bring that shit back. How about this? Fucking Denver, 34-18. Bo Nix and Sean Payton were arguing. But, you know, when a young quarterback argues with his head coach,
yep.
I don't know what it is. But when I see a young quarterback like that, he understands what Sean Payton is trying to build. And them shouting at each other, well, they weren't really shouting. They were just bickering, more or less. And it seems like Sean Payton has grown accustomed to Bo Nix, is starting to build a relationship. Maybe he sees something that a lot of people didn't see, and one particular person has been trying to say it for the last couple of weeks. months, a year. But I'll give flowers where flowers are due. How about Jaden Daniels? I think he's going to be Offensive Rookie of the Year. I said Bo Nix would, but my mind has changed over to Jaden Daniels. He has looked impressive. He's looked incredible last couple of weeks. He's one of the few quarterbacks I enjoyed watching, honestly. Caleb Williams is dog water.
Yep.
Even though he had his best game against the Panthers, the fucking Panthers. Then obviously the first ever Sunday Night Football matchup or between two Super Bowl rivals, Dallas, Pittsburgh.
Yep.
My Cowboys ended up winning in a heroic manner, but Dak Prescott came up with a brilliant idea to be the first person to have 2 interceptions in 2 different days. How the fuck does that happen? You have to be some kind of special of suckery to do that. And I almost got most of my predictions right. I got the margin right for Buffalo and Houston, Dallas and Pittsburgh, and I was this close from Kansas City and New Orleans. I had 24-17, it ended up being 26-13. So I was fucking close this week. But I went 3-2 this week. Pretty average for me anyway. And it looks like I would start off 0-1 if I'm going to keep it real. But our first game that we're going to talk about for the... Oh, wait. 2-minute offense. Or 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning.
Yep. Alrighty.
Oh, one more thing.
Yeah.
One more thing. Is it time to bench Deshaun Watson? Is it time to trade him? Because he is fucking boo-boo. Shit.
Yeah.
I never watched such horrible quarterback play from such a talented massage parlor fucking weirdo. I don't know. I think Cleveland needs to get rid of him. Ship his ass to fucking UFL or something.
Yeah.
Just, oh my God. He is horrible.
Yep.
And the people that make up excuses for Deshaun Watson, you're a fucking idiot. But anyway, we're going to amicably move on to the 2-minute warning. J-Mo?
Yep.
Your go.
Yes, sir. All right. Another kind of hurry up offense. All right. Same thing. We will have 2 minutes now, not 5 minutes. 2 minutes.
This could be easier.
Predict the 4 games because 1 game actually just happened. So we're just gonna, it'd be kind of weird to predict a game that just happened. So all right.
Yeah, we kind of did that already, but
it's fine. It's all right. Okay. All right. You ready? Let's get it on. All right. Commanders or Ravens? Who you got?
Oh man, this is gonna be a tough one. It was tough for me. Like it looks like Lamar and Derrick Henry starting to hit their stride, but I like Jaden Daniels and the Commanders. Hence to why I'm wearing the Caucasian shirt. Give me the Commanders to win.
Okay.
Really sold. I'm really sold on the Commanders right now.
I think the Commanders are doing well, and I really like the way they're playing. But I don't know. Call it a gut feeling. I don't have any justification for this pick. I may be right. I may be wrong. I'll take my heat. Give me the Ravens, and I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be 17-14 because I think the Ravens are pissed. I really think they got to get a dub. If they don't, they might be one of the worst teams in the league this year. All right, Chargers Broncos. Who you got?
Man, I like what Bo Nix is doing. Give me the Broncos 24-21.
All right, cool. I am going to agree with you. Broncos. I really like what Bo Nix is doing. He's running that offense really well. All right, we're at our 1 minute warning. Perfect timing. Bengals at Giants. Who you got?
Two shitty teams.
Yep.
Give me Joe Burrow on the Bengals. 21-17. I don't know why I keep picking them at this point. I'm just hoping they play well.
Joe Burrow, the Derrick Rose of football. Soon to be really the Derrick Rose of football. Your team comes out this week. Give me the Bengals 24-17. Bills at Jets, who you got?
I'm going to be honest, two extremely bad football teams. Robert Saleh just got fired. I did the score prior to Robert Saleh getting fired, but give me the Bills 35-21.
Yeah, I really don't feel like him getting fired influences my score at all because I also had the Bills winning. So give me the Bills. And actually, we got the margins exactly right. I had mine... Yeah, I had mine 35-21, actually. That's so funny. That's so funny, dude. Holy crap. That's so funny.
What was your score for Denver and Chargers game?
Chargers? Oh, yeah. Denver and the Chargers. I think I had it... I had it 28-14.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really high on Denver. Holy fuck.
Yep. All right.
All right.
That is our hurry up offense. Also, I don't know why the itinerary just dipped, but whatever. It is what it is. All right. And it's back. Let's go. All right.
Yeah.
TJ. Let's go to our next topic.
Our final topic?
Our main event. Yes, sir.
Oh no. I didn't think I would ever have to talk about this.
Yeah, me either. I was like, oh my god.
I don't think anybody in their right mind that's a college football fan would be talking about this. Yeah. And I gotta do this. This is becoming a normal for me. You know, I have to stand the camera up as I stand up because that's what I do. Okay? To make a point. Alabama and Georgia. What in the fuck is going on, you guys? You know, Nick Saban kept things in order over there at Tuscaloosa. He made sure that his players were well disciplined and well prepared for a game, such as Vanderbilt. Okay? And I'm not going to try to scream like I did with the whole Colorado storming the field against Baylor. That's done, past, whatever. So this is my first point, my first topic of the main event. This is a co-main event, by the way. And it starts with Alabama. Alabama has a rich history of winning with such great human beings and great players. But what in the fuck did I just see this past Saturday?
Yeah.
You got out-bullied, out-physical, out-nurtured by fucking Vanderbilt. Okay? And then, what tops everything off for me is your defense is shitty. Your defense is horrible, Alabama. And then, you got a guy named Malachi Moore, who is a two-year captain of that defense. I gotta raise this up a little more. Sorry, guys. A 2-year captain throwing a fucking fit out there, slamming Diego Pavia's head to the turf or the grass, whatever's in Nashville, in the Vanderbilt Commodore Stadium.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. That was ridiculous. Talk more.
And that's not all. Then he throws a little hissy fit like, oh, throws a fucking mouthpiece to the sideline, to the opposing sideline. That's not Nick Saban led. Then he has the audacity, after the ball is placed, he kicks that motherfucker out of place. And then the most important thing that I saw that should be talked about more is how Kalen DeBoer got pushed over by that kid, trying to take him out of the game, and Malachi Moore said, "No, coach, I don't want to leave. No, coach, I'm good. I'm good. I don't need you. I don't need the team. I'm trying to build my tape for the NFL. I'm trying to get the NIL bag. I'm trying to get the bag. That's what we're all about now. I'm all about the bag, right?" So let me say this real quick before I get to Georgia. Nick Saban wouldn't have allowed that to happen. This is a coaching problem. You can never trust these kids as a coach. I'm sorry. The truth is that you cannot trust kids as a coach. Because once you trust in the kids, guess what's going to happen? Bam! They're going to stab you in the back. It's happened to many coaches. Many. Look at Pat Fitzgerald. He got screwed over by a former player and got fired by Northwestern. I talked about that on this podcast. And then Kalen DeBoer, he's a great coach. I'm just gonna tell you guys this. I don't have anything against Kalen DeBoer, but after what I saw out there Saturday against fucking Vanderbilt, it is a bad sign. It is a recipe for disaster for the Alabama Crimson Tide. If you want to turn things around, you have to set order. You have to set discipline. You got to make sure that kid is on the same page as everybody else on that is on the same page as your defensive fucking coordinator, on the same page as you, Kalen. And you're making me look bad by saying earlier this season that Alabama's going to be a dark horse, that Alabama is still going to be Alabama, even with Kalen DeBoer. There's going to be twists and turns. But Alabama ain't going to struggle that bad. They may lose to Georgia. What do? You beat the number one team in the country at that time at home. Played great, except for the defensive side of the ball in the second half. Y'all collapsed there. And then you get to Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville, Tennessee. Home of the Vanderbilt Commodore. A team that you have beaten since, that you've had a winning streak since 1984. 40 years ago. This team hasn't had good football players against you guys. Y'all whip their ass every year. And look what happened. Overconfidence, lack of discipline, overcame you. Okay? Now, Georgia. What in the fuckity fuck up with Georgia? Kirby Smart was under Nick Saban. Don't you find it ironic that it's either a Nick Saban-led without Nick Saban and then a former coach of Nick Saban struggling right now, except for Sark? Think about that for a second. Why is Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs, no disrespect, J-Mo, struggling against Kentucky? When we know Georgia's much better than that. I know why. Because they got the wrong quarterback to transfer. Should have been Brock Vandagriff to start at Georgia to begin with.
Yeah, I agree.
And then you lose to Alabama. Not only lose, but you shit the bed in the first half. That's what lost y'all the game. Y'all really shit the bed in the first half. Y'all looked horrible. Carson Beck was throwing picks left and right. You can't do that against a team like Texas. You can't do that against a team like Florida, like a hungry Florida right now, by the way. A Florida team that is starting to hit their stride. Think about that for a second. We wrote them off at the beginning of the year. Now they're on a 3-game win streak right now. What the fuck is going on? You know, so not only that, you have off the field issues with Georgia. There is now 25 fucking charges in the last 2 years. 2 years at Georgia. That tells me that Kirby only cares about winning games. But then y'all lose to Alabama, who lost to Vanderbilt. J-Mo, what are your thoughts? Because I'm tired of talking to these fucking schools.
What to say about the SEC? This is coming from a Kentucky fan. I'm not even gonna get mad. It's just like it's stupid too. Like, I think what's going on at Alabama and Georgia. I think that you have a perennial shift, as I said, and in the SEC going. These teams that we regard as good, like, okay, I'm gonna put it to you this way, and again, realistically, I don't watch football that much. I am a fan, but the reason I'm so invested is because of TJ. Really, that's it, and because he's into it, and I really want this show to do well. So that motivates me to know more about football. And I used to be big into it and stuff, but you know, that was in my past. But from what I know, Alabama's usually good at football. Georgia's usually good at football, right? Kentucky usually sucks. Vanderbilt is usually not even regarded as a team to even concern about. Neither is Tennessee. For the past couple of years, Saban's Alabama has dominated until Georgia came along and finally gave them a competition and run for their money. Now we have Texas and Oklahoma in the SEC. Now we have teams like Kentucky coming out of the blue, no pun intended, and actually kind of dominating at football. Now you have teams like Vanderbilt coming out of nowhere, out of Nashville, Tennessee. Sorry, I had to throw that in. Out of Nashville. Coming in and getting business done, taking care of business against #1 teams in the country. I don't think that's because Alabama and Georgia are necessarily the worst teams, but I think that there's an uprising in the bottom teams in football, or what we normally regard as the bottom teams. We usually write off teams like Florida. We usually write off teams like Tennessee. We usually write off teams like Vanderbilt. and yet we're seeing them beat these bigger contenders. One reason for that, I believe, and I think you're right on the money with this, TJ, is attitude.
Yep. I
think that being at Alabama, being at these big schools like Alabama, like Georgia, I think these players go in with this mentality. It's like, oh, we're obviously going to beat Kentucky. We're obviously going to beat not Texas, Tennessee. We're obviously going to beat Vanderbilt. But it's not so obvious right now because these teams are good, or have good players. I mean, like you brought up, Brock Vandagriff right now on paper is a better quarterback than Carson Beck. Carson Beck is strong.
Contrary to belief.
Yeah. Brock Vandagriff, if me and TJ talked about it this weekend, if roles were reversed and Carson Beck went to Kentucky and Brock Vandagriff stayed at Georgia, I believe we see a much different Georgia and possibly a number 2 team in the nation, Georgia,
or
at this point in time.
1.
Yeah. Absolutely. You have a team.
Probably, like, let's keep it real. If I'm gonna keep it straight up honest.
Yeah.
If Carson or if Brock Vandagriff started for Georgia, we would probably see a number 1 and number 2 matchup now.
Yeah. Agreed.
And we'd
100%.
probably see Georgia and Texas 3 times a year.
Yeah, agreed. I really don't think. I think the Beck's messing up a lot, and I think he's letting it's obvious he lets the pressure get to him, and that's not what good quarterbacks are made out of. What did Brock do against Ole Miss? Tell me what he did. 4th and 17. Well, no, one play can make a difference. 4th and 17,
that's
or
true.
was it 4th and 11? I don't remember what the yardage was exactly, but 4th down and long. Mark Stoops makes a play call. Brock, ball's in your hands. What are you going to do with it? What does Brock do with it? He gets it done. He gets them in prime field position to frickin' put it in. And to me, that's what good quarterbacks do. Not just in college football, but in the NFL. And to me, this Kentucky team, and I know everybody's going to be like, oh, you're just a Kentucky fan. Yeah, no.
You're a Kentucky over.
Yeah. This Kentucky team has heart. And I'll even say it, as much as it scoffs my mouth to say it, Tennessee team you're seeing right now has heart. The Florida team you're seeing right now has heart. And they want to get shit done. The Vanderbilt team that you saw this weekend that beat the number 1 team in the nation has
fucking heart.
Passion and heart. Look at their quarterback. Look at their freaking quarterback. Came from JUCO. Transferred to what university was it?
New Mexico State.
New Mexico State.
Who beat Auburn, by the way.
And then went to Vanderbilt and beat the number 1 team in the nation. That is a story that every kid dreams of. Even if he doesn't get into the NFL, which I'm sure he will, and I hope he does, that's a story that every kid dreams of. That's almost like a Kurt Warner-esque story.
It really is.
Think about it.
Yeah.
So I'd say that Georgia and Alabama right now, their main problem, they don't have any heart. They just think they just know that the AP polls are going to protect them and that they're always going to be one of the top teams in the nation.
Yeah.
And I think that's bullshit. I think
and
they need to.
The TFP committee, think about it this way, too. The TFP committee is going to help them out.
Yep.
I mean, fuck me, man. I mean, can I just be real honest here? I think it's really boiled down to mercenary sport in football or in college football right now. And it'll probably stem down to college basketball and college baseball and all these different fucking sports that the transfer portal and NIL are a big problem. There's no restriction. There's, like I said earlier, there's only been one good change, and that's dumbing it down from 45 to 30 days in the transfer portal. You get all these redshirt opt-out players, middle of the fucking season.
Yep.
And you create something fucked up. And the NCAA has a lot of blame to do, or has a lot of blame in this. I feel like it's hurting high school recruiting. It's hurting JUCO for a fact. Like, it's actually killing JUCOs. And it's a damn shame. It really is. Like, I love college football. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I love the sport of college. But when NIL and I used to say that NIL wasn't the biggest problem in college football, and I still do think it's not. It's just part of the problem. The transfer portal is the biggest problem for a fact. But now players are transferring because of NIL reasons. Something ain't right with these kids. Like, and it stems down to either the parent or the street agent.
Yeah.
And the street agent says, you're worth more than what this school's giving you. Negotiate with them or hit the transfer portal, opt out of this year, put on your red shirt. Instead of helping the kid develop, we're gonna sit there and go, we're gonna red shirt and hit the transfer portal. Who knows if Matthew Luke is ever gonna start another game?
And
honestly,
in my honest opinion, he shouldn't.
I agree, and that
not
that
because of his
performance,
not because of his performance, but because of his poor choices.
And that's why you should live by the moniker DPA. Don't trust anybody if you're a student athlete. And now, it's crazy what I hear on the Coach JB show, man. Like, it just seems like that. And I'm not saying that what JB is saying is wrong. I'm more of saying of what I'm hearing about what's going on as a student athlete. They're not student athletes anymore. You know what they do? They take online courses. Like, if we were to bring in a UNR football player, he'd probably tell us, yeah, we do online courses.
Well, no, there's also, and I know that you know that everybody knows that there's also like little gimmies that happen on the table.
That is also true. But
you know, especially if you've got
the whole point.
If you're a professor, let's just say this right now.
Yeah.
If you are a professor at University of Georgia and the status quo, let's say you've got coaches breathing down your neck saying, "Hey, Carson Beck has to, you know, like, I know Carson Beck is a graduate student.
He's got to get a 3.0.
Yeah, but let's say
Carson.
Let's say somebody with the status of Carson Beck, you know, was like, "Oh, yeah, he can't study this weekend, you know, he can't do this physics test this weekend. He has to do this." It's like, well, what choice do I have? It's either upsetting the whole athletic department, and then I've got them breathing down my neck.
Or I risk my job.
And then they're going to get on, and then they're going to get the dean to get onto me. They're going to get the president of the school to get onto me. And then, you know, now I'm putting my job at risk if I want to make a stand.
I'm putting my family at risk.
Because I want to teach this kid how to do proper physics. If he's going to be an engineer, right, he needs to learn how to do proper physics. It's like, and the response to that is, "Oh, well, he's going to the NFL." It's like, well, you don't know that. Nobody knows that.
There's only
Nobody
1%ers for a reason.
Kurt Warner was Kurt Warner was a great NFL prospect, and what happened to him? Cut day one at Green Bay. Cut day one. You know,
played arena ball for a long time. bad groceries, ended up getting picked up by.
That's how he ended up getting back into the NFL. But
yeah.
you get what I'm saying?
He also played Canadian ball too. No, I agree 100%. And
you don't ever know what's going to happen.
And the thing is, like, that stems down to this, that these kids aren't learning shit at these colleges.
No, they're not.
They're not. Like, and also, you don't have a Nick Saban there anymore. You don't have a Pete Carroll. There's like one or two coaches that actually give a damn about their players right now, as in Stark.
Sad to see.
Like, it's unbelievable how gotten, like as far as coaching aspect, the student athletes is no longer a thing. They're just employees now. They're getting paid by the school. They're employees. So I don't know, bro. It's shitty, man.
It is. It 100% is. And I will say this, man. Like, it really calls into challenge your character. Like,
yeah.
I feel as though, like, and you brought up the allegations brought up against a bunch of, Georgia student athletes. And I think that's important to bring up because it's obviously affecting their performance. It's like, as much as I hate to say it, people like Tyreek Hill, people like,
Steve Rice.
Yep. They do what they do and then they get no consequences because it's like, well, you're the fastest receiver in the NFL.
And what's crazy,
it's like, and it shouldn't even be that way, but it's not even that way at Georgia.
No.
What's happening is you've got players doing that, and then they're seeing, oh shit, it's affecting my performance. Well, it's like, of course it is, dummy.
Kill somebody.
Yeah.
You and Jalen Carter kill somebody and get away with it.
Yeah.
Like, when are we gonna stop giving these kids nice ass fucking NIL vehicles and fucking teach them about life with the NIL? I think Clemson's doing a hell of a job doing that. I think Texas is doing a hell of a job doing that.
Yeah.
Hell, I think fucking UNLV's doing a good job of that.
Yeah.
Only problem is you got two individuals that said, fuck UNLV. I'm going to listen to my street agent and risk my own career and jump into the transfer portal.
Well, to me, you know what? That's not a problem because that's just, you know what? That's not even a problem. You know why? Because you're going to let the trash take itself out in that scenario.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, if he does that to you now, he's going to do that to you down the road.
Yeah.
So I'd rather have it happen now, and I'd rather see his character come out now than when he's in the NFL 10 years in and he's doing this shit.
Yeah, trust me. Like I love what Barry Odom is doing over there at UNLV. I really love what Barry Odom is, the head coach for UNLV. The dude is awesome. He loves his kids. He is amazing head coach. And the motherfucker did a bull riding thing over there at UNLV.
Yeah.
To raise money. And I thought what he did was very professional and taught that kid good luck. Or he told that kid, good luck.
Yeah.
I hope you have a bright future, but I doubt that you're going to get phone calls.
Yeah. Yeah.
Barry Odom is one of those real coaches that, like, gives it to you. Like,
yeah.
Gives it to you straight.
I 100%
like,
agree.
You're not worth $100,000. or you're not worth more than $100,000 than what UNLV is giving to you. More, most Americans don't even make. That's the shitty thing. Like, we want to talk about the kids making $100,000 and saying that they're worth more. Most Americans don't even make that much. Vibe, dog. Like, imagine, like, we make less than 100,000. Okay, I'm in the 75 to 78,000 tax bracket.
Yeah.
And especially with the economics that we have and all this other shit going on, and shout out to the people that just got hit by both hurricanes, Hurricane Helene and Hurricane Milton. Much prayers to you guys. What a shitty thing that Kamala did with $750 going towards each family. Like, let's talk about that first. I want to shed some light on that real quick. I think it's a fucking disgrace that we have someone that had the audacity to not only say, here's $750, hope you survive, to people that weren't prepared for this hurricane or both hurricanes. And not only that, she had the audacity to go on TV and say this. Well, they probably should have saved money.
Yeah. Yeah, that's wrong.
And I'm not advocating on who to vote for right now.
Yeah, we don't like talking politics too much on the show, but I mean, at the same time, it needs to be talked about.
Bullshit.
When something shitty like that happens, yeah, that needs to be talked about. It needs to be addressed.
Like, I don't care who you vote for, but you know what? Remember that.
It's okay.
But then there's kids like Matthew Sluka that are worth more than $100,000, and you fucking idiots want to say, yeah, he deserves a bag. Let them 3-0. He didn't. No, teammates did. Casey Kane was a former Longhorn and is balling over there at UNLV.
Yeah.
Matthew Sluka didn't do that. Casey Kane helped him out. Why don't you think about that?
Yeah.
But, yeah, we got people suffering in North Carolina, Tennessee, and now Florida.
Eastern Kentucky too. I feel like
Eastern Kentucky as well. I'm glad you mentioned that as well.
Like it if I can for a second, it just blows my mind that a world leader, we're talking a possible person, and I usually don't get too political. I don't. Because to be honest with you, I'm for neither party coming up. Like I really don't think we have a good choice. We're picking worse and worse. Ask me. You know what I mean? Like we shouldn't really even have, like, this shouldn't even be a choice that we're making. It's like picking like jail. It's like being in jail and picking like slop versus slop to me. It's like, dude, like, you've got bads any way you look. You've got a convict, and then you got someone who does something like that. To me, that's weak leadership. Take it. We have a rule on the Truman, and I know you know what I'm about to bring up, TJ. Best CO we ever had. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. That's the one rule in life that you cannot break. You need to take care of yourself. You need to take care of each other. And I feel like a world leader that does not understand how to take care of other people and says something like that, and says something like that to the point where it's like, oh, they should have saved money. It's like seeing somebody on fire and you're not willing to even like give them a drop of water to help themselves. You know, like, I understand we're all living our own lives, but like, have the common decency and have the sympathy, have the empathy to at least offer those guys a chance to better themselves, better their situation.
What's crazy to me about that too is she's willing to say that about her own people, and I'm talking about Americans, but they're willing to give $200 million to Ukraine. More than $200 million towards Ukraine. And also to, I mean, at least Trump went down to help. At least he went down to help. And
that's the thing. That's the thing is that's the thing is we shouldn't. We shouldn't even be saying at least.
No, and that's the
when it comes to
problem,
world leaders,
man,
we shouldn't even be saying at least. We should be saying, oh my God, he did this and this and this and this and this, or she did this and this and this and this and this. And let me tell you, before Kamala ran, there were multiple news articles, mostly in Kentucky, of course, but there were multiple news articles stating that Steve Beshear should be the next running candidate for president. And I agreed with a lot of them because his reaction to natural disasters is unparamount when it comes to any other governor. He goes and he is not only super involved in and has a super big hand in everything that happens as far as emergencies. I'm talking mainly about the Mayfield tornado back in 2021. If you don't know what happened, look it up. There was a gigantic tornado. I think it was rated EF4 that tore up Mayfield, tore through it. Basically, the town was no more. It was leveled. Nothing left. And Steve Beshear did everything in his power to make sure they got the maximum amount of money that they needed to keep on functioning. And that, to me, it screams world leader right there. You can do that in an emergency situation, and you've got your priorities straight. And I feel like it's not even that hard. You're a world leader. You have all the resources in the world. If you are in that big a position of power, use your power to make sure those people, your people, the people in your land are well taken care of. I think that's something that Beshear does very well. He did it through COVID. He did it through the Mayfield tornado. He keeps on doing it. And I really wanted him to see him run for president, but unfortunately, that's just not going to happen this year. But yeah, they ain't ever gonna somebody that's for the people. Like, I'll say this: Trump is for the people. I truly believe that. But I'm not gonna sit here and do a whole political rant or anything else. That's not what the show's about. We're about football. We're about football. But I feel like
I just think that we have a shitbird in office right now that doesn't even know where the fuck he's at or what day he's in. And then we have another shitbird that's running for office that's his vice president that is truly fucking evil. She is pure evil. She's a witch. I'm just gonna say that right now. She is a fucking witch. When she ran as she was a prosecutor over there in Oakland, right? Oakland, California.
Yep.
A lot of brothers out there, right? Tell me why she put I don't know the actual numbers, but she put some brothers in prison for weed. For weed. But yet let rapists and all this other shit out. But want to imprison brothers, I'll say white people, for weed. She doesn't have any priorities. Her only agenda is to destroy. That's all I'm going to say about it. I think that's all the political talk that we're going to ever have on the show ever.
Yeah.
I think it's ran its course. But anyway, much prayers to out there, in especially in the Tampa, Florida area, the state of Florida itself. Much prayers to all those people in the southeast that got affected by those 2 hurricanes for sure.
While we're on that, I do want to mention something. So there, I know people's sentiment against Bungie is, Bungie. So TJ, and you might find this kind of cool. Bungie is the creator of Destiny 2, if you don't know, and I'm sorry to rope Destiny 2 into this, but it does involve something that we've been talking about for the past like 20 minutes. So right now, so the Bungie Foundation, which is Destiny 2's, the maker of Destiny 2's charitable foundation, they do really, really, really good work, and they just posted on their Twitter. So they have a link that will lead you to if you go on their Twitter, that's just look up Bungie Foundation. It's Bungie Love on x.com or Twitter or whatever you use. Go to that first link. They've got it up right here. Here, in fact, I'll see if I can pull it up. Yeah, I'll just put it in chat after this is done.
Yeah.
They've got a link right there. It will lead you straight to Team Rubicon and Direct Relief's charity organization, helping those people that were impacted by both hurricanes that are coming up to hit both those areas. So if you guys feel so inclined, if you guys are watching this right now, if you guys feel so inclined, click that link. I'm gonna go ahead and link it. But they're a very good organization. And they'll put the money to good use and direct it to where it needs to go. So yeah, I really feel like you guys should go check it out. I'm putting the link in the chat right now. You guys should go definitely take a look, see what they're all about, because they're a really good organization. They do a lot of good stuff. So they've done stuff with St. Jude, Seattle Research. They've done stuff with the charity that I support, which is Stack Up. So really good things happening all around. A really good organization, and I think you guys would benefit a lot from looking at their stuff. They give out emblems too. Ignore that part. Just focus on giving the money where it needs to go. Because the in-game rewards are something that motivate a lot of Destiny 2 players. That's all well and good, but I really think the most important part is where the money goes, and that's what we're all about, right, TJ? Where the money goes.
Yeah, absolutely.
To hurricane relief and relieving those affected by that hurricane. So
yeah.
I've never plugged charity on this channel, but I feel like it's important, especially with what went on. So and I know that's
hurting right now, man. That's a big deal, but I appreciate you doing that. But
yes, sir. I'll make a graphic for it next week.
One more thing before we go.
Yep.
Why do people listen to Mina Kimes?
Yeah.
Like,
you're gonna talk about it.
Like, I don't understand. Like, I was on Twitter before I got off work today, and JB reposted a tweet by Mina Kimes talking about 12 personnel. For those that don't know what 12 personnel is, that's a tight end set with a single back and 2 receivers. Okay. And let's be honest, Mina Kimes isn't the brightest bulb in the room, and she has to have a researcher give her information, whereas me and JMO actually do our research. JB does his own research, and he was a football coach, so he knows what 12 personnel is. And it made it seem like that she was talking about a formation. Even though she didn't say it, it made it sound like it. JB came out with who listens to this shit? And basically telling her she doesn't know what 12 personnel is. that it's a group, not a fucking formation. And he goes, let me ask you a question. What formation do you run the ball? And her response was priceless to me. The gun. The gun. There's a formation called the ace formation. Back under center, 2 tight end set. You can also have twins on the right, twins on the left, or 2 outside receivers. You can do that. There's also a pistol formation, 2 tight end set. So I tweeted out something that got a lot of people that liked it, and then a lot of people that didn't. For my standard, it's a lot of people. And I had one roast that actually caught me off guard, which was insane. So I muted his ass, so I'm not going to repeat what he said. And I hid the reply, too, by the way, so J-Mo and everybody else can't see it either. So thank God for that. I basically, to summarize it, I basically said, this is why football is so watered down. Because we would much rather listen to a quote-unquote pretty lady that knows nothing about 12 personnel, that has to have a researcher or a teleprompter talk about 12 personnel, than a guy that has sent guys into the NFL. More than 25 players into the NFL and has won in that profession. And not just win a conference title, and I believe he has a national title under his belt. I don't know. I would have to ask Coach to be that. But then you have your Mina Kime defender. The Kimers is what I'm going to call them. The Mina Kimers came out. And basically, all their responses is, you're a dipshit. One of them even said, you kneel in front of Coach JB and blow him. And I said, respectfully, 1, you suck dick for money. 2, Mina Kimes doesn't know football. 3, I forgot what number 3 was. And 4, I don't really remember what I said because I don't have very good memory anymore on what I say when I blast people on the internet because I don't care. And I basically told them to have a good day, and I called them shit stain. So, the moral of the story is football is watered down because we want to listen to people that have never played the game, that don't do their actual research, but have people do the research for them so they can spitball numbers to make them sound smart when they sound stupid. Hence to why I don't watch ESPN anymore unless it's College Game Day. Rather than listening to a guy who has actually coached the game, who has actually produced talent, who has brought in talent from bigger schools, produced them back into bigger talent, sent them off to the league, hence Jermaine Johnson, for those that don't know. He was a Pro Bowler in his rookie year last year. Thank you very much. So we want to listen to Mina Kimes over Coach Jason Brown. Well, he was just a JUCO coach. JUCO's a lot more than you think, stupid fuck. Stupid, ignorant fuck. You know, I would have thrived in the JUCO system, in my opinion. JB may have other ways. But in my opinion, if I had it my way, I would have I would have tried to play in the JUCO. And who knows? I might have not have met JMO. It's called the butterfly effect for a reason. But I think I would have thrived, honestly. And maybe JMO would have too. Who knows? Like, JUCO is there to redeem careers that what? Sports, business, whatever. JUCO's there to help. And it's a dying because of why? Transfer portal and NIL. And now the national letter of intent is another problem. The national letter of intent getting rid of is a problem. So now we got this bimbo, this broad named Mina Kimes, telling me that cover 2 is what's causing quarterbacks to struggle. Listen, if y'all want to go listen to Kimes, learn how to be a perfect 3 technique or know how to throw a hitch route or any of that shit, fucking go. Honestly. I'm just dumbfounded at this point that people even listen to that bitch. And then listen to a guy named Dan Orlovsky who ran in the back of the fucking end zone for a safety and still threw the fucking ball because he thought he was in bounds. One of the worst NFL quarterbacks in history, by the way. But JMO, you got any thoughts before we get out of here?
Yeah. So I do have a plug that I wanna get to before we get out of here. But what I want to say about Mina Kimes is I have no problem with anybody if they want to be a commentator, regardless of gender, regardless of race, regardless of anything.
Or analyst.
Right. But here's my deal. If you don't know what you're talking about, don't talk. That's basically the gist of what I have to say. If you don't know what you're talking about, I don't know why it's so hard for content creators, because I've been in this boat before. I put out a TikTok putting a build up for Destiny 2, right? And I got something wrong, and a fan corrected me, and so I released a video, and I was like, hey, I appreciate you for correcting me. Thank you so much. I don't understand why that is so hard to do. I don't understand why we have to die on these hills that aren't worth it. Like, it's okay to be wrong. It is okay to be wrong. Like, you're not... Yeah, sure, you might get roasted on Twitter for it. Fine. Whatever. Who cares about like, those people's opinions that are just there to cause strife and cause trouble in your life? Who cares about that? Like, dude, if you're wrong, say you're wrong. That's it. And if you, another thing is, don't get yourself into that mix in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, this goes for anybody trying to be a commentator. This goes for Mel Kiper, who we covered last time we did the show.
Beyond that.
Dude, like, he's been wrong this entire time, and he will never admit that he's wrong. It's like, dude, you have to admit when you're just not saying stuff that is valid. Like, you have to fact check yourself. And I realize we're all guilty of, you know, like, thinking that we're right on everything, but, like,
yeah,
sometimes it is nice to eat a slice of humble pie because you get that little release. I think that's true for Mina Kimes. Mina Kimes, just come out and admit that you're wrong on this certain subject. Like, you don't have to die on this hill. You don't have to start arguments with people on Twitter, with Coach JB on Twitter. Like,
who
Coach
fucking
JB
knows?
Well, Coach JB has a lot more experience in that field. And, you know, it's like, well, okay. Then, you know, I got to let him have this one. Like, I'm just a lowly commentator. He's an actual coach that's been in the system. So I got to let him have this one. You know, like I have never been in the system. If she was a coach, if she was a head coach that had been in the system for as long as Coach JB, I can understand. It's like, okay, and maybe first of all she wouldn't make the comments that she's making, and second of all, so her perspective would be changed. And second of all, if she did, she would have some actual evidence to back it up, right? Back up her claims, right? If you have not been where Coach JB has been, your opinion is automatically marked invalid if you have something to say. Now, if it was Nick Saban we were talking about, we'd be like, yeah, I'm going to believe Nick Saban on this one. Like, sorry, Coach JB. But, Coach JB, as much as I love you, or as much as TJ loves you, it's like, it's Nick Saban, dude.
It like a Nick Saban.
And that backs up what I said. One, Nick Saban would never make a comment like that. And if he did, oh my God, is football changing? Probably for the worst. And two, if he did, like I said, he would have the reputation to back it up. Mina Kimes does not. Mina Kimes is not a coach. She's not been into the football environment.
Can I say what she is first? Can I say what she is?
Sure.
She's a DEI hire for ESPN and Disney.
Kind of like, what's his name? What's the dude who's the main anchor? The bald dude on ESPN?
Scott Van Pelt?
Yep. Was he an athlete before? I think he's a DEI hire as well. Pretty sure.
That's not DEI.
What do you mean by DEI? I've never
diversity, equity.
Oh no. Okay. We call that EO, dude. We call that EO, like an equal opportunity hire. Yeah. But I mean, at the same time, like, I'm so sorry. I didn't know what acronym you were talking about, man.
Oh no. Yeah, that is a DEI. Okay. Diversity, equity, inclusive hire.
Okay, man.
Mina Kimes is that because they want to stick a young lady.
See, but okay. I have a point here. I have a point here. I admitted I was wrong. It's not that hard, Mina Kimes.
Yeah.
I was wrong. Look at it. We're making progress. Look at that. Man, look. See, I admitted TJ. Look, see what went on. I admitted that TJ knows something that I don't, and we made a funny moment about it.
Yeah, it was a great moment.
It's not that serious. It is not that serious. We just made a point. They're in. I didn't know what a DEI hire was, and I admitted, I was like, okay, God, TJ, you're right. Okay, fine. But it's like...
That's what happens when you work for the JV too much. You figure out what AE, figure out what DEI means, figure out a lot of things.
You don't have to school people on the knowledge that you don't have. It's like, okay, dude, I admitted.
That's just if I were to.
Like, I admitted that I was wrong when TJ brought that up to me, and it's like, dude, like, that's it. That's all you have to do, Mina. Like, if Coach JB is making a good point, like, just say, okay, valid, move it on.
Oh, her second response was even better. Like, said, I don't understand why you're getting so angry at comment of what I say.
And
because you don't make sense, Mina.
That brings up a point.
He's been trying to tell you that. He's trying to help you.
Yeah. Well, and that's another point that I want to make.
But
really
he's
quickly.
the asshole, right?
Yeah. That's another point that I want to make really quickly and you see this a lot in the D2 community as well. Not everywhere, because there are content creators that I massively respect. Usually content creators, they don't respond to anything unless, and this is 90% of the time, they don't really respond to anything unless it's negative.
Yeah.
Or unless it's going to negatively impact them in some way, form, or fashion. And automatically, they go on the defense. Like, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, it can be hard to respond to everybody. I get it. You've got tens of thousands of fans. I understand. I understand what that's like. But I don't know what that's like because I haven't been in that situation yet. Hopefully we will at some point in our lives.
Hopefully we get to that point where
yeah,
we start arguing with
I
everybody.
understand what that can be like. It's almost like you have to reply to everybody at the same time. But just do little by little comments here and there that introduce a little positivity. Like, it doesn't have to be all negative. Like, reply to one positive comment. That's all you have to do. Like, that's why I love Walla. Walla, if you're watching, my man. Dude, Walla's community is very non-toxic. Dude, I remember, I was like, I ended up, I put his videos on notification, and I ended up being one of the first to comment on one of his videos. He was like, freaking love you, JMO. You're dope. And I was like, dude, thank you for replying to the positive comments, man. That's all you have to do. Just, you know, like, don't make the only thing that you respond to be toxicity, because that reflects badly on you. And I'm sitting here thinking, well, you're just you came down off your hill to try to defend yourself in a court that just doesn't really even exist. It's like, dude, like, the court of public opinion, ultimately at the end of the day, is not going to care. And if you say something wrong, in that defense, ultimately they're going to roast you. So it's better, you don't have anything, like, what the hell happened to the golden rule? If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. It's not that hard. It is not that hard in life. It is not that hard. And I feel like...
And I don't think she's trying to be disrespectful. I just think she just doesn't know what she's talking about.
But you get what I'm saying. You can walk yourself into a trap. You can walk yourself into a trap by doing that. And also, it's like, dude, go introduce a little positivity. Like, you know, like, reply, hey, thanks for the love. Appreciate that. It's one comment, one or two. That's all you have to do.
That'd be some funny shit though if JB just has, you know how his fucking rants are like 20 pages long about anything. She just fucking comes back with a thank you for the love and support. That would be fucking funny. I ain't gonna lie.
You know what though? I would have, if that was the only thing she said, I would honestly, we'd be having a different talk right now. I'd be like, you know what? That was funny, and I respect her a lot for reacting to JB's anger that way. I'd be like, you know what? Honestly, whatever, dude. Like, she's just like, you know what? I'm not even gonna glorify this. I'm gonna reply with positivity, and that's it. You know?
Yeah, she was on that ayahuasca with Aaron Rodgers, dude. Just fucking enjoying life.
Yeah, dude. I mean, honestly, that's what it's all about. Yeah, dude. But
just imagine that shit though. Like, if JB was like, first you don't know what cover 2 is, then you don't know what 12 personnel is, then you don't know what a box is. You keep saying box, but you don't know what a box is. Man, when are you gonna learn to listen to me? And she just pulls up with the retweet or repost, and she goes, thank you for the advice. I will take it to consideration. Like, that'd be some pretty cold shit by her. Not gonna lie. But I don't think she thinks that way. I think she's always in the defensive, but she's not really like, fuck you, this, that. She's more like a professional defense. You know what I mean? Like I am definitely not professional defensive on Twitter.
Yeah.
I am a fucking demon on. But so is JB.
Dude,
but no, for her, she's got ESPN watching over her and shit. But I don't think she'll ever be fired now because she's like one of the bigger names in ESPN nowadays. Yeah. But yeah, we pretty much beat this horse to death with this topic, all the topics that we had tonight. But the best topic of the night was definitely the Red River rivalry game. I couldn't thank JMO enough for the setup and the delivery and the alley-oops and all this other shit they concocted for us to make this podcast great again. And before we get out of here, you got any final words?
Yeah, I actually do. So
promote yourself, King.
all right. So tomorrow, I'm gonna be doing I gotta set the mood music. Tomorrow, I'm gonna be going for I guess not really world's first. I'm not really going for world's first, but we are going for a contest mode dungeon clear, and I would appreciate y'all's love and support. During that, I will be playing Destiny 2 tomorrow, Vesper's host, and it's gonna be live on Twitch Rivals, which is gonna be Twitch Rivals is like Twitch's big thing. So I would appreciate you guys' love and support over there. If y'all follow me on Twitch, awesome. If y'all don't, it is twitch.tv/gojamo. I'd appreciate all your love and support. And also, I am going to restructure it tonight where the Bungie Foundation's emblem stuff and all their charity stuff is on my page so that you guys know where to donate. So please, as far as like the hurricane relief and stuff, so please donate. Please look at that Twitter page, and also come show me some love. Twitch.tv/gojamo. Tomorrow at around 9:30 a.m. That's when I'll be streaming. It's when the dungeon goes live, and I hope to see y'all there. All right, TJ, that is it. That is it for my plug. All right.
That was an excellent plug, my guy.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
And I just want to thank everybody for watching, honestly. We try to put out the best content that we can. We try to minimize it, but we just love football. I think that's what's wrong with the length, timing, that we just love football too damn much, where we just can't stop talking about it. Can't stop talking about topics that we love, and what we crave for, So I genuinely thank everybody that supports this show, even the haters that don't. For the haters that don't like it, you'll soon grow to love it and start promoting it to everybody else that may be interested or not. And maybe we could turn some heads and finally get some more subscribers. We're at 64 subscribers on YouTube. Twitch, we need to get that number up, guys. We're slacking on the Twitch side of things. So the rest of you 63 subscribers, jump on over to Twitch right now. Subscribe on Twitch. And expect clips out of this fucking episode because, my God, what a show. What a banger of a show, JMO. I couldn't thank you more than enough to produce this, to get this lined out for tonight. We crushed it tonight, and can't wait for next week. We got a big week next week with week 8 college football, week 6 NFL, or week 7 NFL. I'm excited, man. I really am. This is where the nitty gritty gets. This is where we find out who's the average Joe or who is the King Mo. Tune in next week, next Tuesday night at around the same time. Maybe it'll be a shorter show. Maybe it'll be an even longer show. I don't know, because we just sit here and talk about football, and I absolutely love football. If we had John Gruden in here, oh my God, I don't know how long that show would last. I think it would be a 6-star show, honestly. I really do. John Gruden.
With John Gruden? Oh, dude. I don't know if he would be available for 6 hours, but I mean, dude, like, be optimistic, I guess.
I'm shooting for the fucking stars, dude. I really am. But
we would probably get him for like 15 minutes, dude, and it'd be like,
that'd be awesome, though.
Yeah,
Like,
15
goddamn.
minutes, but not 6 hours, bro. I'm gonna be honest. If we ever did a 6-hour show, I'd be sitting here. Hold up, let me go back to my. I'd be sitting here like, oh my god, please, TJ. Oh, dude, like, I'd be like, bro.
You're fighting sleep and shit.
I'd be like, please, dude. And I've done 24-hour streams before, but it's different. You know what I mean? Like,
No, like talking constantly sucks. But
yeah,
I love this shit. I really
yeah,
do.
I do too. I know
if
you
you're
could talk.
passionate about, trust me, if you're passionate about what you do, you're gonna keep doing it, regardless of what people tell you not to do and what they say to do.
True.
But I'm gonna close out this way. Thank you guys for watching. Get these numbers up. Hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that notification bell for the next show, which will more than likely be on Tuesday since I work nights the following week. I am genuinely happy that we are still running this show, and it is better than ever. Thank you guys for watching. Tune in next week as we get set for week 8 college football, week 7 NFL. What's the next crazy topic that we're going to talk about? What are the news clippings going to be? Is Rashid Rice going to go to prison? What's going to happen next? Find out next week. Because we are greatest under 100 content in the world. We are the PMP. Good night. Good night. Bang. Kill it.
I don't do this, but I do tonight. Yeah. Eat that pussy like it's food tonight. Yeah. They don't love me, but it's cool tonight. I like to keep it loose, but keep the moves tight. You was right. Running numbers up, I'm shooting dice. Fuck a suit and tie, I'm loosey goosey, but the moves are tight. Louis slippers never slipping, I just like to slide. I was on your side till you group me with these other guys. Hand on the blunt, I ain't done. Here come the sun, hair up in a bun. Yeah. And I like what I see. She a freak, said she only really do this shit for me. That's her cap. PCH driving, I needed some inspiring. Peace and quiet.